Hello, love wrestling. It's Thursday night. It's 8 p.m. And you know what that means. It's another new episode of Between Two Beards.
Start off with the biggest news of the week. The Rats lost! If you've got the budget, I've got the time.
There he is.
Hey, boss!
Good boss.
Hey!
The man with the finest beard on this screen.
Canadian men, boys, shut the hell up. Let me talk.
You see, the Rads are resourceful. When I got beef with somebody, I can find a way to talk to them.
Hello, love wrestling. It is Thursday night. It is 8 p.m. And you all know what that means.
I know what it means, but why don't you tell them what it means? Because I know, I'm not sure if they know.
It's another episode of Between Two Beards. I know things look a little different. I had a computer meltdown today, Pluggo.
So let's hope my stuff
Computer meltdown. So I am on the old trusty laptop, what I used to do the show on when we started, actually. I had to bust it out. And this should hopefully be a one-week thing. We should be back to normal next week, but we'll see.
Well, if you need me to write the ship, I'm here. But
I'm good, man.
Listen, while you're in the chat, spam that like button. Let's get to 20 tonight. But we got Ryan Sullivan from the Mark Order in the house saying, "Beardy boys, call Sports Corner, my guy," saying the bearded gentleman making Thursday night so much. Joseph with it, saying he's hoping all is well. All is well, Joseph. And Dustin, our boy Dustin's in the house. So yeah, we got a big night. We got Rich King coming on later to talk about the NFL picks. He's been our NFL correspondent of the Rads, but I know you've had, not only have you had computer issues all day, you've had
heart issues,
and if
emotional issues,
like to speak on those, by all means, please, you go ahead. The floor is yours, buddy.
I've of many things in life, Bill Belichick has been my team's football coach for the last 24 years. Arguably a top 3 to 5 longest relationship I've ever had in my life, to be honest with you. I've ever had in my life.
Yeah?
Yeah. And it's one of those things where I'm not going to sit here and say that if it were me, if they said, "Hey, JPJ, what do you want us to do?" I would have said, bring Bill back for one more year. That's what I would have personally.
Make it a 25?
I'd be like, bring him back for one more year. Let him make this pick, the 3rd overall draft pick, see where we're at. And then if we don't get better next year, goodbye, Bill. I'm not upset. I'm sad that he's gone. I mean, listen, it's over now. It's officially over. Like that whole era is officially done. Even when Brady left, Brady hurt more leaving. But Bill, even though we stunk.
Mm-hmm.
We have not mattered from a competitive perspective for the last 3 seasons or so under Belichick. It has not been good. But we were still looked at, talked about, and covered like we were still the Dynasty Patriots because Bill was still here. Now Bill's gone. Now we're just a regular, that whole aura, that whole time, it's over now. It's officially over. And it's weird. It's weird. Dude, I was 14 years old when that guy got hired to be the coach of the New England Patriots. I'm a grown-ass, almost 40-year-old man, bro.
Mm-hmm.
That is crazy.
I wouldn't know how that feels. I haven't had any kind of relationship in sports last that long in terms of a head coach. I will tell you that the 3 head coaches that have stepped away, the legends of the game, I've had my own issues with here or there. I will also say this, friends. JPJ is a little testy tonight, so if you come at him sideways with some Patriot slander, you better send it in a super
Today
chat.
should not be a day.
It shouldn't be.
I know.
I
know all you.
But you will.
All you wine bag football fans who have been crying and jealous of my team for the last 20 years. You babies. You pathetic human beings with your pathetic football teams that couldn't be as good as my New England Patriots.
I'm proud of you for keeping it composed for the 10 minutes.
You've been waiting for this moment. You've been waiting for these years. Suck it up. It's fine. Enjoy it. I don't care. But with that being said, all you losers, today should be a day of celebration because the greatest football coach to ever live is moving on. Now he's going to go coach the bum Atlanta Falcons. Who gives a shit?
Or something like that, yeah.
Oh, my God. Do you know how pitiful it's going to be to see him wearing an Atlanta Falcons cutoff hoodie? Gross. Grossed. Like, that is disgusting.
Did you say grossed?
I might have. I don't even know. I can't.
With a T?
I don't even have words.
Well, we got a super chat from the Call Sports Corner here. I don't know if you're able to put it on the screen or you're in an emotional state. If you want me to do, I know you're emotional today. He said Bill Belichick is the greatest with an asterisk next to it. I wonder what that was. If that was a typo or if that was intentional.
I don't know.
But thank you to Call Sports Corner for the super chat because that'll also offset any swears that JPJ has.
All I saw in that comment was jealousy. That's all I saw.
Call Sports Corner is an avid Colts fan. Ask him how many he's won. That's all.
Yeah, all I saw was jealousy in that comment. He's a Colts fan. He's his owner in the early 2000s. Everyone wants to rag on Belichick. His owner was such a crybaby that after we whooped their ass all the time, he went to the league. You got to change the rules. We can't beat the Patriots. The defense can't touch them the way they do. Peyton Manning can't do anything if the receivers are beat up because we stink and we can't beat the Patriots. You got to change the rules. Sorry, that was my impression of Bill Poley and that piece of shit. All right, let's go.
All right. Enough. I was going to say, we're going to talk about wrestling. We got some topics in mind, but if you got some topics you want us to talk about, to guarantee that happens, hit us with a super chat. I will say this. Also, go follow. I know that he's taking shots at you, but go follow Culp Sports Corner on Facebook. Day one, dude. I want to start. I know we want to do some tiers, and I want to start real quick. I just want to shout out while we got everybody here. Go over to Warren Hayes on Blue Sky or Warren Hayes on Facebook, or give him some love. He had a medical emergency this week. Our thoughts are with you, brother. He's one of our best friends in the business. We love him so much. So go check him out. Hey, friends, we got Spencer in the house. We're also trying to get to 20 likes to do that. But I'm going to start with what was the greatest thing that I didn't have on my bingo card in 2024. Hook versus Jinder Mahal. This show is unhindered. Jinder is unhindered 2 weeks in a row. And then all of a sudden, Tony Khan pops off at the mouth. He asked a legit question. But again, I think Tony needs to stay in Tony land because he did ask, why is Jinder Mahal getting a world title shot against Seth when he hasn't won a match in 2 years? Valid. But but then of course you've got everybody coming out of the woodwork saying Hook's getting a shot, and he's not on TV all the time. Well, what do you think about that, JPJ?
I think everybody just needs to shut up, is what I think. Who cares? You know what, Pluggo?
Spencer, you have the link. Go right ahead.
You know what? I'm going to enjoy Seth Rollins versus Jinder Mahal next week.
I am too.
I'm going to enjoy that. And guess what? Whenever Hook ends up fighting Samoa Joe, I'm going to enjoy that.
Enjoy that too. Hell yeah. I'm definitely going to enjoy that. Hook is.
Who cares? My thing is, right, they're capitalizing. Jinder Mahal, who, he hasn't been on TV for a while. He came out and he did great in that segment with The Rock. He got the crowd to a point that he needed to get them to. So The Rock's music was even big, that without Jinder Mahal there, everyone's still flipping out. It's The Rock, but Jinder was important.
Yeah.
Jinder was important in that segment. He is a former, whether you like the Reign or not, I think people shit on the Reign a little bit too hard. Like was it the greatest thing of all time? Absolutely not. But they were trying something different, and it wasn't the worst thing ever. Like people need to relax with the just a smidge. You cannot like it, but like sitting there thinking it's the worst thing ever, like whatever, dude. That's your opinion. It's fine. But Scott, you might not be wrong. Samoa Joe might absolutely kill Hook when they fight. But
Scott, welcome to the chat. Definitely, yeah. Like I'm sitting here, and you know how I feel about Hook. Everyone that knows me knows how I feel about Hook. So anytime Hook's on the screen, and I'm all for it. And everybody also knows you don't hinder the Jinder, and I'm all about Jinder Mahal because I'm a big 3MB stan because my guy eats later. So whatever. I'm just excited but I will say this: the drawing power of Jinder Mahal outside of. Well, I guess you could throw that in the mix too. The Rock segment plus this shit that went down this week, he trended twice.
Yeah.
Jinder Mahal trended 2 weeks in a row.
Is he going to
win? Is he
going to beat Seth? Absolutely not. But guess what? You know what else is cool? These two fought for the NXT championship. When they had the tournament to crown the first ever NXT championship, the final was Seth Rollins versus Jinder Mahal. So it's a nice little callback to that. It's a match just to get Seth through because he doesn't really have anybody. Look at the next person that's in the sights of Seth Rollins for real is CM Punk. And you're not doing that in the next few weeks or the Rumble. You're saving that for Mania. Seth needs to do something. So why not? Give him a big match on a Raw against a former WWE champion. Put Jinder back out there. Then you can have Jinder around, and Jinder can be that guy that gets a lot of heat and fight, whatever. You can utilize him. He is a former WWE champion, whether you want to remember that or not. He is. It is what it is. Like, it's going to be a throwaway match on a fucking January Raw. Who cares? Who cares?
Again, send your super chats in to offset the swear jar.
We're after 10 minutes. We're after 10 minutes.
I will say this: you guys absolutely rule in the chat. We're halfway to our light goal. 12 minutes into a 2-hour program. So thank you. 10. We need 10 more. Tell your friends. Share the light.
Sullivan knows. JPJ is going to be on one tonight.
JPJ's.
I've had an emotional day, Pluggo. I cried this afternoon at a press conference. All right, and then I went outside and walked. I'm 300 pounds. I don't go on walks. Pluggo.
I need to start walking.
I know. I did it. I did it today. That's how I was feeling. I went on a walk.
Full shoot. I did the LPW show with Ride or Die right before this, but then I was like, let me run upstairs really quick and refill my water and kiss the babies and the wife and come back downstairs. And I was like, whoo! I was a little winded. I was like, New Year, same Pluggo. Maybe we need to change that. My God. But yeah, I was sitting there and you saw both sides of the Jinder Hook thing and everybody's like picking a side. And I'm sitting there again. I'm like, this is the power that we have as a wrestling community to be able to trend both these guys if we want to. And it's just cool either way. Like, sit back and enjoy it. I will say that this week in wrestling, like the first week of the year was a banger. Like, there was so much stuff going on. I think this week kind of has been a little bit less on fire as the week prior, but you're going to have that, but it's still some cool shit in wrestling. So just love it, excited. While I'm thinking about it, I'm pulling it up. Do you want to do WrestleMania main event matches of all time, or do you just want to do the last 24?
Oh, I want all time, bro.
Okay, cool. I just want to make sure there was there's a new list that popped up because we're going to do
research because technically now that there's been double main events for a little bit,
there's 44.
44 main events in the history of WrestleMania.
Oh, Spenny Love's going to pop in at 5 and talk about Jinder Gate.
Yeah, so we can address that with him.
And then we could tier with him too. We can do it all. But so then we had the Jinder Hall Hook story, which took over the world, which is crazy to me because we had CM Punk on Monday Night Raw talking about how he's Satan. I thought that CM Punk was good. And I thought Drew actually killed it more than CM Punk. Could we talk?
We have. I've said it. This is my favorite iteration of Drew McIntyre ever. I love what he's doing right now. I think he's the most intriguing character on Raw by far. by far. I wanted him to beat Seth for the title.
Mm-hmm.
I expect him to be in the Final Four or close to it at the end of the Royal Rumble. But I've really enjoyed the last few months of Drew McIntyre. Very, very much enjoyed that. He's been amazing.
Scott, that's a very intriguing comment because Samoa Joe came out last night on Dynamite and said, no more. You don't have to go and complain. You just come to me and I'll give you the title shot, which I love, which I thought was fantastic because we just went through a year of MJF who, eventually became a babyface, but he was very like, I'm not going to wrestle you. I'm not going to give you the shot. You got to go through the, layers or levels of MJF to get to me. I'm all for Samoa Joe just saying, come at me. I'll fight everybody. And I want it to be his detriment. And I want him to be like, but you know what? I want him to go down swinging. Like, I want him to say, I'll take on Hangman Page and Swerve and Hook in a fatal 4-way at Revolution. I don't care. And then he loses it because he's just like, I'm Samoa Joe. And then he fights his way back. I'm all for that. Fighting champions in 2024. Let's get more of those.
Well, speaking of fighting champions, it seems that last night, over the last couple of weeks, but definitely last night, that Hangman is turning his attention back towards the World Heavyweight title, which is where I think he should be. But it seems, obviously, it seems to be like a Samoa Joe Swerve Hangman thing, and then Hook is kind of lingering in the background. So I don't know where they're going to go with that.
I think the Hook thing in all seriousness
will be a throwaway like Dynamite,
but I think
match or
if you've watched AEW programming over the first 2 weeks of the year, it's very, very clear that Tony Khan, whether you like him or not, is highlighting. He's like, look at all of this young talent we have. So when Danielson's slowing down, there's Chris Jericho's taking a break. I would hope. He's doing the cruise. That was an obvious decision last night to play his music during a brawl. But you don't have Omega in the fold right now. The Bucks did just come back, but you're highlighting these young talent. Hook's going to have an absolute show-out match with Samoa Joe, and then he'll fall back in line. But when Swerve came out, all of my senses started tingling. I was like, yes, give us this, please. And then Hangman came out, and I was like, give us the 3-way. Give it to us.
Good.
Dustin's right. You got to build the talent somewhere, and I think he's starting to do that. So everybody complaining about the Hook match, don't. It's going to be a good match. You're going to see a good match, and then you'll be like, oh, shoot, Hook can go. Because people think Hook is just some throwaway character, but really he's 28-1. He doesn't lose ever unless it's in a tag team.
Yep.
Let him have his shot. Let Joe fight everybody. I'm psyched. I'm psyched for this Hangman Page. And Doc on Twitter, our buddy Doc, BR Doc, said that Hangman is slowly morphing into Magnum TA's look. And I was like, shit, I can't unsee that now.
Yeah. I like it, though.
Yeah, no, I love it. I'm all for it. He's over as hell. Joe looks like $1 million. I know people are crapping on AEW. That's the thing, but give it time. I know that we've been saying that for a while, but I really, truly think that, like, over the last 2 weeks, like, this is something he's making a conscious effort. Even on Collision was really good. He's like, let's highlight these people. Let's highlight some younger people. Let's show them. I know that last night was a little up and down in terms of things that they decided to do.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't. But
you're not gonna always knock it out of the park 52 weeks out of the year. I mean, WWE doesn't even do that.
Yeah.
But they did. Dustin, what's he saying? Let's tell Dustin.
Saying, do we think Punk will wrestle on TV before the Rumble?
Should he? Now, I was gonna bring that up. Like when we were talking, or when you mentioned Punk, like he's been back since Survivor Series. He's wrestled at the Madison Square Garden show. That was it. So that's not televised. I don't even know where you can find it. I'm sure you can find it somewhere. But he has to, right? Like he can't just come out and talk.
No,
because he can't be all talk, and he's obviously okay enough to wrestle, but you don't want to blow his first match.
Yeah, exactly. So I think his first match will be
the Rumble.
Do you think maybe him and McIntyre have a one-on-one match at the Rumble?
Well, Punk's in the Rumble.
They don't do the thing where they pull double duty anymore.
I mean, they
have people that have wrestled and then would go in the Rumble after.
I would say this: they could, but I feel like if Punk's announced in the Rumble, that's his intentions. Maybe you do a one-off with McIntyre and Punk beforehand. Maybe you put a stipulation on it.
Or they had their little confrontation last week, right? The Rumble's next, 11, 12 days from now. Maybe Punk eliminates McIntyre at the Rumble and they wrestle after. I could see Punk's first match on television being in between the Rumble and Mania.
Yeah. And we got Sullivan in the house saying that AEW's been good for 2 months. Yeah, I agree with that. I'm just thinking in terms of the last couple weeks. And then Misfit saying Punk has had 2 matches since he's been back. I only know about the Dominic Mysterio one, which is crazy. Yeah. Because they aren't letting Punk wrestle twice. Well, maybe McIntyre at the Chamber.
Yeah, it could be at the Chamber. That would be a big match at the Chamber.
You can't do, but I was going to bring that up, and I don't. Yeah, it was Sullivan saying the injury history. If you're in the chat, spam the like button, share the live, let everybody know you find us. We're trying to get to 20. Spencer Love is saying he's going to pop in, so that's even more incentive to like the live. I'm sure he's got some oil Rumble and LPW stuff to talk about because we had a big week coming up. But yeah, Punk's injury history. The AEW, he was champ for 5 combined days. I know that he held it and they had an interim, but he was injured. So you don't want to hurt him before the Rumble on this Mania run because I don't know what Punk's intentions are, but if he's full bore for the Mania run after Mania, he could take some time off. I don't know if he plans on going every week, but you definitely want him now if you got Rollins and him at Mania.
Yeah, and I think that's easily the direction they're going. It's pretty easy. So,
but he should get a tune-up in, right? Get somebody, let him squash somebody.
Yeah, I mean,
let him beat up on Tozawa a little bit.
I don't see him wrestling before the Rumble, but I see him wrestling. But
you know what I'd like to see
between the Rumble and Mania. I think we'll start to see him on TV a little bit.
If you're going to give him a tune-up match, and this is kind of out of left field because there's no storyline reason to do it. If you're going to give him Kofi, they're friends. Let us just have a fun little Kofi Kingston and I know Kofi's busy with Kaiser, but give us something fun just to get him in the mix because we need to see him.
Yeah, 100%. Good God. Well, I mean, I know we're jumping around. We're just talking about WWE, but it looks like Sting's last match is going to be against the Young Bucks. Is that what they're doing?
The Hung Bucks, the Mustachio Bros.
Oh, there you go. SRS said Drew's contract is up at the end of January. I would be shocked if they don't try to, or haven't already.
I would be shocked.
I would think you re-sign that guy.
I would be shocked if he left, but crazier things have happened. We're going to have to change the background for this.
Yeah, I got it. I'm already good.
He's unhindered. He's unbearded. He's more Young Bucks-like than we are.
Yeah.
Does his stash coming in? I can't really see.
He looks very clean shaven.
He looks professional.
Yeah.
Who is? Oh, it's Spencer Love. Oh, he looks pissed.
So on an evening, hello, I should
say. Hello, hi. Yeah, be nice.
Evening that I'm coming on here to defend noted Calgarian Jinder Mahal. You throw out and I love the Young Bucks. This is by no means a critique, but you throw out a Young Bucks reference when they directly came out and challenged my birthday buddy Sting to a match for his final match.
But they're rocking just this. Yeah, they're rocking the stash. You're less. They're.
Yeah. This is by no means. This is not a critique on the Young Bucks, but they directly called out my birthday buddy, my fellow Pisces Aries plus, my fellow last day of the astrological calendar birthday Sting, to a match. Take my astrology.
They didn't challenge him. They just showed up. They didn't say anything.
Seriously? And I take my wrestling seriously.
Yeah.
So hello.
They didn't say a word. They showed up in their beautifulness with their mustaches, their perfectly trimmed mustaches.
What are you gonna do? Challenge the Acclaimed? Come on.
Maybe. I don't know. They have yet to make their intentions known, Spencer.
Good to see ya, homies.
What's up?
I get my sarcastic but honest. Honest, I will stress. Introduction out of the way. Good to see ya. How are ya? I mean,
good.
APJ, lots of love. I will preface all of this, number one, and just get her out of the way. I, like Culp, I'm a Colts fan. I am a Colts fan. But I feel your pain because as an Oilers fan, and lots of love to Coach Garlic, Chris Knobloch. I also went through the experience earlier this year of losing a coach that I really did not want to lose. So I will not. And for the time I'm on here, Pluggo, I'm really asking, there will be no coaching talk.
Yeah. Coaching talk. I don't, first of all, I don't know who you just said. I don't know who that is. I've never heard of
I know. But
I can't in good conscience make fun of you for that. And again, I was saying earlier, I've never had I guess the closest thing I've had to a coach that I was so ingrained with the team that I loved growing up. I was an Indiana Hoosiers basketball fan of Bobby Knight, but he turned out to be kind of a piece of trash.
Yeah, so, you know what? I was going to say I don't know a lot about college basketball, but I can tell you I don't like Bobby Knight.
Right. So but that was something that me and my grandmother had when I was growing up, and then I'm from South. Grandmother and I don't speak proper. Don't come on my show and tell me how to speak.
That's fair. You're the flagship.
Flagship. No, I'm just kidding. Ham guy's in the house. He must have heard with hockey talk. Only coaching talk, Pluggo. But yeah, so I don't really have that with my sports teams. We don't have some long tenured coach that I'm just like. Mike Bray just left Notre Dame basketball, but Lou Holtz, I guess, but I was too young to really understand what he meant to the program when he left. So
yeah, I mean that's the thing for me. Like I mentioned earlier, is he was the head coach for 20. I was a 14-year-old kid when he became
you've known him your whole life.
Yeah. I was a 14-year-old freshman in high school when he became the coach of the Patriots, and I'm a 38-year-old man. That's what. Yeah, it's crazy.
I'll close out my coaching portion of it, but again, Oilers fan, diehard hockey fan on my end.
Yeah.
So the only real long-term coach that I remember was Craig McTavish, and he was great, but and I say this with all the love I can, but it's not like he was a Bill Belichick where we have 6 Stanley Cups, X, Y, and Z to it, right? But he was the only long-term coach, and then we went through a number of people who's super talented, but Pat Quinn, 1 season. Tom Rennie, 1 season. Ralph Kruger, 56 games or 48 games, whatever it was, right? And the Oilers' decade of darkness is named that way because it was a dark decade.
Yeah.
Sounds dumb to say, but it's literally the darkest decade we've had in our entire history as a franchise. So we finally, on our end of things, had a coach that we really loved, but we started the season horribly, so we ended up replacing him with Chris Knobloch. He's our new head coach, and the Oilers are literally the best team in the NHL since we brought him on. But an opposite experience. You had a long-term coach that you loved that, if you looked at the record for 1 season, I can understand it.
Yeah.
When you look at the entire resume, don't get it.
Yeah.
But we were the entire opposite of oh man, we finally got someone and we fired someone again.
But
how could I stay on decade? But either way, that's the last comment I'll make on coaching, because otherwise, again, JPJ, and I say this with all the love, I was a Peyton Manning fan.
Oh.
Hey, you guys go ahead.
I'm good.
If I wasn't on here with a friend, I would be proverbially dancing on the ground.
And he's not talking about me.
I'm calling a truce on it.
No, it's fine.
That's my coaching chat.
I know you were on your way home earlier, so you might not have heard my rant, but you can go back and you can watch my impression of former Colts GM Bill Polian.
Oh, I heard it
earlier
I
today.
heard it.
Yes, very similar to how you would see a 4-year-old in a grocery store when the mom doesn't let him get a Snickers.
And fun fact, if you want to hear it and you missed it, the audio podcast will be up tomorrow morning over on Love Wrestling CA.
There you go, Pluggo.
That's it. It's in the name. It's in the name.
Anyway, that's all the coaching chat, because again,
we just talked about it a little bit, but you wanted to come on because Jinder Mahal back in the wrestling news, is it a title shot or is he just getting a match? He's getting a title shot, right?
No, he's getting a championship opportunity.
He's getting an opportunity on Monday night.
Monday night, baby.
I just don't. And far be it from me. I am straight up going to, as a wrestling promoter myself, if we were to rank myself and Tony Khan, and I'm very confident in what Love Pro Wrestling does, I don't run $1 billion company. That's it. That's all. Take everything with that asterisk. But the other person I'll reference as part of my opening statement here is my grandfather, Ray Love, the man. Miss you, dude. This might be a real like Canadianism, but one of the biggest things that he taught me and really imparted in me is Eaton's would never tell Sears its business, which are two like really big Canadian companies, or were big Canadian companies. And that you can bitch, you can complain, you can be frustrated, you can have all of that sort of stuff, but there's no need to lay your business with another business out on the line. And especially with this, and this is the first time that, again, I'm biased. And to backtrack a bit, Jinder Mahal was quite literally the first ever WWE superstar or anything like that. Like we see Mustafa Ali or any of these people, Matt Cardona, whoever, returning to the Indies. Jinder Mahal was the first person I ever got to see that happen with. He returned as a surprise entrant. This must have been in 2015 or 16. It was like his release from the WWE. He returned as a surprise entrant to the PWA Resolution Rumble.
Oh, yeah.
And we all lost it because, oh my God, a WWE star here in our hometown. So I'm biased, but like this whole idea that like, and there are a number of like complaints or backtracks or points or whatever you want to call them to everybody. But like this whole idea that you're going to go out there as the owner of anything. And again, lots of love to TK, a much more successful promoter to this point than I am. But like, I don't understand where anyone, whether you're calling yourself a challenger brand or anything like that, or whether you're talking about, you know, Eric Bischoff would have used Twitter in his day and age or anything like that. Like, you got to look at the right here, right now, and not make any of those comparisons because it's a different time. Why are you bringing up something completely irrelevant to your brand, your business, and a business that's been on the up and up and on the rise? You know, last time I was on here, we talked about like the dark cloud or whatever it was that like sort of seemed to hang over AEW over the last year. And I still stand by that. It has been measurably better since like the announcements of the Continental Classic.
Yeah.
Like you take 2, 3, 4, 5 measurable steps forward to getting back to where you were. And then you do the same dumb little thing. I have never, you know, even for me, you know, as someone who said a dumb thing once or twice in his life, I've never understood why anyone, this isn't AEW or any promotion, any business specific, why you would want to go out there and be like, well, look at how bad our competition is doing. It is literally, for me, in every instance, the whole concept to me ties back to the whole, well, our competition is going to make Mick Foley their champion. That's going to put butts in seats.
Yep.
Like you said earlier, JPJ, I was listening while I was driving here. Jinder Mahal has been trending on Twitter for 2 weeks, not AEW.
Yep.
And I love their product. I really, really love All Elite Wrestling. But it's so silly. It's so silly to, again, I get the challenger brand mentality, but like, the best way I can put it, it's ineloquent, but like, not in this way.
Yeah.
Not in this way. And again, I put all my bias into like, I love me some Jinder Mahal. I love me some Jinder Mahal. I disagree. His championship run wasn't that good. It wasn't. I will stand by the fact that like anybody who's putting in this, and I'm not putting anybody on the spot. I know you had Defender earlier, JPJ, but like, I don't think his title run was all that good. He should have lost it to Shinsuke Nakamura at SummerSlam, but like
Shinsuke Nakamura should have won a lot of times.
He should have beat Seth a few months ago.
But that's a different story. I don't understand it. I really don't. And
am I crazy?
I put the asterisk on it. Like I by no means am the authority on this thing. And if you're talking between myself and Tony Khan, I am the second best and very confident in what I do, but the second best not running $1 billion promoter myself. But I just don't understand where that would come from. I really don't. And it's very rare that I would, and again, I love WCW going back. I wasn't a wrestling fan at the time, but going back and watching what WCW was doing at their peak, I don't agree with a lot of Eric Bischoff's opinions, but like
He had a lot this week.
yeah, but
I listened.
like I
But I remember the WCW times where you gave some random guy a title shot and it was kind of like, oh, this is kind of cool, and like we'll see what happens.
That was one of the points I was going to make, and just to finish my point there, like it's very rare. Like a lot of the points, like you bring up, Pluggo, you know, at one point it turned into a pissing contest that nobody won, but in the first post where he says, "Why would you be bringing this up?" Like I just don't understand why you would be bringing it up.
Yeah,
I really don't.
But I do think when it comes, and again, I'm a fan of Eric Bischoff. I like Eric Bischoff. If social media was around in 2000 and 1999, Eric Bischoff would be doing the same shit Tony Khan's doing right now.
And that's what I tried.
1000%.
I agree with Eric Bischoff's first point on like, why would you bring this up?
Eric Bischoff took time in his own pay-per-view hoping that Vince McMahon would show up and fight him.
Exactly.
And fight him.
Could you imagine if he had 140 characters at his disposal?
Exactly. But I do agree. Like I agree with even making fun of Bischoff kind of that way. Like he's right. Like I don't. My thing is I just don't see what good that does for your product. That's all.
So he even and again you go to the points that TK made. Like I should say Mr. Khan, Tony, whatever the most formal way is. I don't know the guy, but like brings up the point too. You know, a lot of people are bringing up Abaddon as the specific example I saw, and he was replying with, "Well, Abaddon won a number one contenders match after returning to TV and all that sort of stuff, and Jinder Mahal lost for a year." How did Jinder Mahal qualify for the championship match against Randy Orton? Did he not win a number one contenders fatal four-way?
He did.
He did.
Like, and you know, that's not really apples to apples. Jinder Mahal has earned this championship opportunity in a different way. But like, I just don't understand, especially, you know, and again, not apples to apples by any means on this end of things. But if TK wants to talk about booking decisions, and the last 2 weeks have been really good, but he wants to talk about how things are getting booked, well, man, your women's division has paled in comparison to every other women's division in wrestling for a number of years, by no means for a lack of talent. Like, if you want to start calling other people to the floor, great. And I'm sure, like, I can get called to the floor for things, right? Like, let's just get real as promoters go. There are a lot of things that I can do better, but I personally have never gone out of my way to publicly call out a promoter on Twitter. Yeah. You know, like it's I don't get it.
Yeah.
You just got to stay in your house. Stay in your lane and worry about you.
The single time I've called anybody else out, like I can vouch to you. You've talked to anybody. You talked to anybody because this was about 2017, 2018. Like you talk to anybody on it, and I learned my friggin' lesson. And that's maybe why I'm even too a little bit once bitten, twice shy with it, right? Like, hey, I've never done that.
That is the president of the Rads fan club, Ryan Sullivan.
Ryan Sullivan is the president of the Rads fan club. That is true.
That's fair too. But saying that, like, I'll just sum it all back, and it's a very general way to put it, as much as I've talked about it. But like, I just don't get why you would, especially you know, if you're a promotion that, you know, is in the shits, for lack of a better way to put it, and things have been getting worse and worse and worse and worse. If Tony Khan did this the day after Brawl Out, I'd understand it a little more, because maybe you're trying to deflect attention, or maybe it's because it's a lower point or anything like that. But like I said earlier, like, All Elite's been fantastic for the last couple of months, in my opinion. Like, really. Yeah. And again, the last time I was on here, the Continental Classic, in my opinion, really reset all of All Elite Wrestling in a lot of excellent ways. And this just feels like another, oh, okay.
Yeah, like, oh, let's take away the goodwill we just got.
You guys, obviously a great business dude. The obviously, like, again, you know, a couple people in the chat, and rightfully so, have talked about, like, Twitter's not great, and I agree there. But on the flip side of it, Tony Khan is also a guy running, the most successful wrestling promotion outside of WWE in 50 years. I'll include WCW in that, despite beating ratings and all of that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
And maybe I'm wrong. That's my opinion on it, but it's running the most successful promotion outside of WWE.
Bischoff would say you're wrong because he brought that up this week.
Well, that's fair.
It's like, that's like, what are you trying to compare the hottest angle in wrestling to this? I was like, calm down, Eric.
And fair. But
very revisionist history by Eric Bischoff.
Calm down, Eric. Calm down.
Yeah,
I love it.
If we're going to critique Tony Khan, let's also compliment again the fact that the guy has indisputably changed the wrestling business. Flat out, take Twitter aside. I've tweeted dumb shit. We've all tweeted dumb shit.
Mm-hmm.
He's in a more visible position where he tweets dumb shit, and we are in a position as content creators or whatever that, we critique it, and it's somewhat our jobs to critique it. And this is something that I think, as a business owner and content creator on both angles of it, I don't get why you'd do it, but
just knowing that holes are going to get poked in it too.
The brass tack saying that I'm not a billionaire, so Tony Khan's doing a lot more right than he is wrong.
You look like a billionaire.
Thank you.
Are you staying warm? Are you staying warm up there? You staying warm up there? Record cold.
Record cold. And saying that as a Canadian who has lived here for 31 and 3/4 of his life years, this sucks. I've taken Rip out the last 2 days, and we'll go around the block and that sort of stuff just so he can use the bathroom. And then I take him to my warehouse, and we've ran for the last hours. So
yeah.
Woof.
Yeah. It's like that type of cold where they're like, you cannot.
Well, I actually looked it up because once you get into the negatives, Fahrenheit to Celsius completely changes. So today we have fluctuated between minus 48 degrees Fahrenheit and minus 59 degrees Fahrenheit.
Nice. Can't wait. I'm up there.
Nice isn't necessarily how I would put it.
We're getting
freeze
some
to death on the streets of Edmonton. That's what
We're getting some single digits / below 0 digits here soon, so it's going to be interesting up here for the Fahrenheit boys.
Over the last about 3 months or so, we've been right around 0 degrees Celsius, which that's 0 Fahrenheit. We've been very mild for Canadian winters. We had brown Christmas, for lack of a better way to put it. Yeah. No snow, no nothing. Was walking my dog with this jacket on.
Yeah.
You saw the photo I X'd today or posted today. My interior of my doorknob is frozen.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's cold.
That's cold.
That's very cold.
But
yeah. Right. Number 3, just to close it out, Jinder Mahal. He has been mentioned publicly in Calgary City Council, mentioned as the first Calgarian to win the WWE Championship since Bret Hart did. So did Hook?
I was just about to say, we've only had one debate on in this show's history. If we were going to do a Jinder Mahal versus Hook debate, I would take the position of Hook, and all I would say is he's a very, very attractive man. That's it. I win. Smolder. I don't care what Jinder Mahal's done. Sorry.
Plug up.
Hook is the FTW champion. Put some respect on it.
I'm taking championships out of it. So you said that Hook is a very handsome individual.
Very handsome
individual. Are you saying that Jinder Mahal is not a very
I'm not saying that, but I am saying that Hook is
because I would argue
that hair
individual as well, and therefore at that point is a wash. So that's where, as debaters, simply debating, we would then have to turn and look to accomplishments inside the ring.
Are you saying you're a master debater?
As we all know, Jinder Mahal is, in fact, unhinderable.
Yeah, this is
former WWE champion.
I will say I was the
former 3MB member, which I love.
I will say I was the first ever person in grade 10 to be the captain of Model United Nations from South in high school here in Sherwood Park.
With that luscious locks, those luscious flowing locks you used to have.
Oh, they were bad. Oh, they were so bad.
Joseph Whitted says, I think TK's tweets are great for the business. Maybe not his business, but the business in general, he says.
Definitely sparks conversation.
It definitely sparks conversation. And then Dustin says, it may be cold outside in Edmonton, but it'll be hot inside Rogers Place on January 21st for the Oil Rumble.
Yeah, so why don't you tell us about that before you leave us for the
before
night?
you get out of here? Why don't you tell us, hype up next week?
What's going on?
Actually, and I know that because I'd love to, but here's what I'm going to ask of you guys. If you can give me about 14 seconds, because I'm vamping, admittedly, right now as I find the right folder. But what are we at for likes right now?
Oh, I see 11, but
I see 11. Boris is in the house, the wonderful voice of LPW. You're gonna get a lot of Boris in the next couple weeks because he's gonna be on a couple 4 exposure episodes, hyping up this LPW week. He's gonna be calling these LPW matches.
The Audible Chocolate will love pro wrestling, and I will also say too, and y'all have heard him on the Thursday night shows, and we're going to be announcing this more officially. I guess here's the 2 things, not to overhype on one thing and then overhype on another thing. So you said we're at 11, JPJ?
Yeah, 14 now.
Ooh, 14. Boris, you said Boris and likes shot up.
So the goal is 16. So if we can hit 16 likes or the goal is 20, sorry. So the goal is 16 likes here by 9 p.m. Eastern. We'll give you our final match for the Oil Rumble.
Nice.
Oh, there's more.
So that's what I want. Let's get to 16. But speaking of Big Bad Boris, the Audible Chocolate of Love Pro Wrestling since literally day 1 of our monthly shows. Very excited that for the first time in a long while, we're going to have a consistent color commentator. You've heard him on the Thursday night shows. Dash Parker is going to be hopping on for not only the Oil Rumble, but he's going to be hopping on there for the Thursday and Friday night shows going forward. So we'll have something official going out in the next little bit because we really, really want to make a big deal of that. Dash has been fantastic since hopping on in about August as our color commentator for the clandestine shows. So really excited for that one. Really
good for him. Good for him. That's
great.
gonna be great.
Cool stuff coming out of it on January 21st.
Super nice guy too. He's very nice.
Oh yeah, lots and lots of time for Dash. Lots and lots of time. So imagine
we got 15. We hit 15. We're 5 away from the overall show goal, but
16,
1 away.
16. Pluggo, combine with me. I need a 10. I need a Sean Spears. I need a Ty Dillinger.
Ty Dillinger.
Fun fact, back when I started this whole content creation thing, I used to rate every pay-per-view I watch on a scale from 1 to Ty Dillinger. And I'd always get one person in the comments going, "What does that mean?" And I'm like, "The perfect 10, baby."
I love me some Ty Dillinger, Sean Spears, whatever you want to go.
I do too.
It's a free agent.
Really,
see where he ends up, but he is a free agent.
Free agent, but again, I'm admittedly a little biased there. Like again, another one of those WWE, AEW guys that was one of the first that I got to see out here because he came out here and he actually is our PWA. Currently is actually, if you go to Cage Match, you'll be able to find like a number for this, but he is the current Prairie Wrestling Alliance Commonwealth Champion because, and here's a fun one to fact check, and Boris will vouch for this one. Sean Spears was supposed to come back here. It was either end of February or early March of 2020 to defend the Commonwealth Championship against Michael Richard Blaze.
Well,
and that was the first show in Alberta that got canceled because of the COVID-19 pandemic.
There you go. What a time that COVID, huh? What a time.
Yeah, this small thing, hey?
Yeah. All right. We need to start doing JPJ's tiers. We're tearing up.
Go for it. I will hang out until we've got to reveal a match, hopefully. Because
I would hope we will. If you just pop in the chat, give a thumbs up.
I'm tweeting about it right now to get us that like, because I want to know what this match is.
I do too.
Boris, I'm actually, hold on. This is the only time I think I'm ever going to get to do this. Boris, I'm going to fact check you on this one.
Uh-oh.
It was not the anniversary show with Luchasaurus, because Luchasaurus on that show was scheduled to wrestle Sean Spears. MRB and Sean were scheduled to wrestle in Calgary 2 weeks before. And the only reason I do this is because Boris, rightfully so, can fact check me on everything. We have talked CGW.
Boris is an encyclopedia of wrestling knowledge.
Oh man, he's bomb dropped on me so many times. So I'm gonna own my one win I'm ever gonna get.
I'm literally gonna go behind the curtain and say one of my favorite things in life is like random wrestling knowledge and tidbits from Boris in my DMs while we're watching like
It's
just
unbelievable.
CW or something.
Spencer, we got 16, baby.
Did we hit it? Did we hit it? We had 16. We want
16.
4 more, so keep it pushing. Maybe we could just blow it out because we do got Rich King coming up here in a little bit as well. So, Spencer Love, what is this match? I thought you announced them all.
The nice thing is
hello, Drew. Drew Nicholas popping in the chat.
Drew's in the house. What a wonderful human being that guy is, Drew Nicholas.
Hi, Drew. Nice to see you, friend. Happy New Year to you. I know I'm breaking the Larry David rule. Funnily enough that you've got Rich King coming up on the show this evening, afternoon, morning, whenever you may be watching here
or
on
listening.
Love.ca or youtube.com/lovewrestlingca.
PWA
PWA Wrestling in the
chat.
Oh, there we go.
65.
Hi, Ophelia. Hi, Scott. Hi, Ryan. Hi, Drew.
Everyone's in the house, baby.
PWA Wrestling CA. Oh, that's just cool to see. That is literally the brand that got me into professional wrestling.
Oh, this is
awesome.
awesome.
We love that they're here. We love that they're here. But yes, let's unveil a match.
Rich King of the Rads.
Part of Love Pro Wrestling XEOK, the Oil Rumble. Because on January 21st, the Rads reunite. It's Lumberjack Larry Woods and Rich King facing off against your LPW Scramble champion Jack Pride and Mars the Specialist in our only non-title tag team matchup of the afternoon. So make sure you're there.
Oh, that's a banger.
Beards right here, right now. You now know the full card. We've got that matchup featuring the Rads and 7. We've got the triple threat between T.Y. Jackson, the Thickness Reed Matthews, and Son of Irish. You've got Ride or Die defending the tag team championships against Paralira. We've got Zoe Sager challenging for the LPW Challenge Championship. I use the word challenge too much. That's what messed me up. Zoe Sager challenging Travis Williams for his title, and Michael Richard Blaze versus
dueling
Alan Richard Clark. Thank you. There we go. Dueling Michael Allen Richard Clark for the LPW Grand Championship. We'll see you in Rogers Place, friends. Oh, man.
Oh, gosh. It's going to be a good time.
That's going to be good. JPJ's going to be in the house.
I shall be.
Benny Love's going to be in the house.
And to bring you back one more time, friends, thank you for having me, because we are just Ty Dillinger days away from Love Pro Wrestling making history at Rogers Place. If you want your tickets, head to Ticketmaster.com. It's as easy as searching up Love Pro Wrestling or Edmonton Oil Kings against the Saskatoon Blades at 4 p.m. on Sunday, January 21st. I'm so excited. Sorry, we're running Rogers Place in 10 days.
Yeah, it'll be a good time. It's
Well, thank you. I'll let you go. I will be in the chat where I'm very excited to see you, Drew. That rhymed. I wanted to do that. Hab guy, Scott, Ophelia, good to see you. Good to see you on screen, JPJ. See ya. I'll see you live and in the flesh in 10 days, friend.
You shall. Why do I have balloons?
Whoa, what is that?
Why do I have balloons right there?
Oh, what the hell is going on? This show is unhindered.
It's not my birthday.
Is it not good to see me? Is it not good to see me on screen, Spencer?
Why
Just
am I surrounded by balloons?
It's great to see you on screen. I said it was great to see you, but I'm going to see JPJ live and in the flesh.
What the hell?
Where do those balloons come from?
That's crazy. I don't know. Wait,
I was really excited to close it out with the balloons. Everybody.
All right. Bye, friend. See you later.
Oh, man.
We need 4 more likes to get to 20. And I could 4 more to get to 20. And we're going to do this. I'm going to share the screen. JPJ, we're going to tier you a new one. WrestleMania main events. I came across this. I was looking for something to do this week. And I said, ooh, main events, because everybody could do WrestleManias, but like, why not just the main events itself? So we're going to do that before Rich gets here. And then also, she could hear us on the second floor. Mrs. Pluggo, the love of my life, the best thing that's ever happened to me, my ride or die. It's because we're partying, babe. Babe, we're partying. It's what we do down here. We get wild. I know you're tired. I'm sorry. We'll try to keep it down, but things happen. I'm sorry. I love you, Did you like the stream? Did you give it a like? Did you share it out to all your friends? We're trying to blow this thing up so I can quit my job and scream down here all the time.
Hell yes. All right.
All right. Well, so remember, I can't see the screen. I've got the WrestleManias in the house.
Smaller than usual since they are on not my main computer.
Yep. So you're gonna have to control comments, super chats, likes. By the way, where do you want to start?
I say we just start at the top and we just go in order there.
All right. So this is.
Or do you want to go by order of WrestleMania?
I don't think this is in order. If you're looking at it,
would that be too difficult for you?
It's definitely not in order. So you're gonna have to.
Well, so would it be too difficult for? You can obviously you're looking at the screen.
Yeah, I'm looking at the screen. So these are the WrestleManias.
Would it be too difficult for you to go in order, or would you?
Well, this is your segment of the show, but the options are legendary, very good, solid, all right, real bad. Okay. So here's the list. You go right ahead. We could just
you're in charge. You just pick one.
I love how I'm in charge of your segment.
You have the mouse to click the things. Just pick
here you go. Here you go. This one right here. We got Roddy Piper and Hulk Hogan and friends, and I think I just lost it. Oh, it's over here now. Wow, you can reorganize these. Learning something on the fly.
Is that from WrestleMania 1?
That is. What is the WrestleMania 1 main event? I'm already drawing a blank.
That one, isn't it? It's Hogan, Mr. T versus Piper and Orndorff.
Yeah. So it was in order-ish, kind of. You can reorganize it, but go ahead. Go with Hogan. Go with Hogan, Mr. T. And
I need to see the choices again. I can't see the whole list of choices.
The choices are. See, this is a great segment.
Well,
legendary, very good, solid, all right, and real bad.
All right, that tag match, the first ever main event of WrestleMania, all right, and that's me being generous, I think, but all right.
Yeah, very. For me. We got Bret Hart and Yokozuna at WrestleMania 10 was the next slide.
Oh, that's when okay, so we're just jumping around. All right, so WrestleMania 10, I'm going to put that one for me. I mean, Bret Hart winning the title, so that's the year that him and Luger went off the Rumble. They did the double main event. But I will put that as the match itself. I'll put that as solid. I'll go solid for that one.
Okay. Solid. We'll go right up there. Boom. The next one is Bam Bam Bigelow.
Real bad.
Real bad. Not even a thought. You didn't even think
real
twice.
Bad. Nope. Should have never been a main event. An absolute joke.
Somebody popped in. Who is that? Is that Rich?
That is Rich. He is in the back chilling. So
welcome to bring him on.
Yeah.
We're gonna finish this list.
We're finishing the list.
While we're talking the list, Rich King, tell us about his match he just got announced.
Yeah, we just announced
what's up?
We just announced your match for the Oil Rumble.
I have a
Bret
match?
Hart.
Yeah.
I'm on it?
Wait.
I'm against Bret Hart?
Are we breaking news? Are we breaking news to you right now?
You have a match with you and Larry Woods versus Seven's Mars Specialist and Jack Pride at the Oil Rumble on the 21st. God, I know you weren't here to talk about wrestling. You were here to talk about football, but hey.
And we are going to
wait to whoop those boys once again all throughout Rogers Place.
Wait, did you honestly not know? Did we just break that news to you?
I had no idea.
Hell yeah. Well, we got enough likes that Spencer was here. We were talking about Jinder Mahal, oddly enough. Spencer was here.
Naturally, that just goes towards.
Yeah, Spencer was here. We got enough likes, and he was like, "You know what? I'm telling you the last match," and that was the match. So, well, right now,
and Spencer can't ever keep time. So no, I'm just kidding.
He can't keep time. Can't keep a secret. Yeah.
No. So we are going to be doing our playoff preview, but we are.
Well, we got Bret Hart, Shawn Michaels,
tiers of WrestleMania events.
I love this. I love
this. The Iron Man match from WrestleMania 12. People are going to be angry at me, but that's very good. I'm going very good. I don't think it's legendary though. A lot of people think it's legendary. I do not. Very good.
I don't have access to the chat right now because I'm on the other screen, so you'll have to tell me what the people are saying. Undertaker, Sid Vicious, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh God, I would say all right. That's an all right for me. WrestleMania 13 was that? Yeah.
Yeah, I believe so. I'm having trouble seeing the graphic. And then we've got Stone Cold, Steve Austin, Mike Tyson, Shawn Michaels. I think this is when Tyson was the referee, DX style.
I was in the building. This was in Boston, Massachusetts.
Now, does the in the building sway your
Yes, it does.
objectiveness?
Because
Okay.
if you would ask both these gentlemen, and they've said it publicly, they both do not like this match. They think that Sean had a literal broken back during this match. It was not their best match, but for the significance of this was the match that officially started the Stone Cold era in WWE, and I was in the building. Legendary.
All right. The first legendary WrestleMania main event in
Stone Cold was my favorite as a child. He's my second favorite ever to the Macho Man. But he's a goat. He's a goat, man.
Now, Rich, I will oppose JPJ if it's egregious, but you could feel free to call him out on all of it if you want. Do whatever you want. This is the first time we've had a guest on while we've tiered.
Sure. Yeah, I definitely commentary is welcome, but just remember this is my tiers. These are mine.
Yeah,
He's gonna tier you.
This is all yours.
No, but we got Spencer in the chat saying it wasn't legendary. That Iron Man match wasn't legendary because Sean won.
That's fair.
And then we got Scott saying it should have ended in a draw.
The right man won. The right man won.
Wow.
You got the Rock and Stone Cold the first time.
One from 15.
Yeah, and then you got the next one is the 17, 20, 19.
All right, 15 is very good. 15 is very good.
And then you got 19.
I almost say that one would be like solid.
I'm putting if the 19, I'm putting that one as solid. I know it's Stone Cold's last match, but I think it is the worst of the three.
Really? I like 19 better than both of them.
Okay, that's fair. Poor.
I feel like a bad Vanna White here because honestly, like I should have had the list written down for me so I could tell you because some of the cards on this are a little hard to see.
The one you just put as solid, that's the WrestleMania 17 one, not 19.
Oh, is it? Is that WrestleMania 17? That's legendary. That's legendary.
Because 19 they weren't main event.
Yeah. Oh, that is true. So 17.
So this one?
Yes.
So this one goes legendary. This one goes very good.
Yes, I would put that.
Gotcha.
So everyone really loves that. Everybody loves that one, but the finish just killed it for me. Like,
I agree.
If that was the next night, it would have been. Yeah. Then I would have agreed that was the best one. But sorry, I digress. Go ahead.
No,
Well, now we've got the undisputed championship. Chris Jericho, Triple H.
Okay, so this poor match suffered because The Rock and Hulk Hogan was before it. And nobody remembers this main event for reasons. Main specifically is The Rock and Hogan should have main evented. But unfortunately, it wasn't a bad match. But I would put this, I think you got to go all right for me. I think you got to go all right. If they were reversed and Hogan and Rock main evented, and you were asking me to grade that, it might be a little higher, but it's just all right.
All right, now we've got Kurt Angle, Brock Lesnar. Now, is this the shooting star press block, Lesnar? Okay.
Yeah, I mean.
The one that they told him never do that again?
Legendary.
Ooh. Is it because of that move?
No, it's just a terrific match.
All right, WrestleMania.
I love that match.
WrestleMania 2, Hogan, Andre.
No, that's not true, Pluggo. Are you serious right now?
Is that 2 or 3?
Bundy.
WrestleMania 2 is
Bundy.
King Kong Bundy.
Sorry, I'm looking at other things. I'm bad at that.
Always. He's paying attention to the show, but he's paying attention to like 9 other things.
No, I'm looking at, you know what it is? I looked at WrestleMania 2, then I'm looking at Hogan, Andre over there too. I'm like getting ahead of the game so I can remember. I'm not good at this, okay?
Come on, JPJ's carrying this right now. Let's go.
This match, real bad. Real bad.
Okay, sorry. I'll 136 episodes in. I haven't figured it out yet. Maybe next week I'll figure it out.
There's 44 of these, you know?
Yeah, I know. We got Triple H, Shawn Michaels, Chris Benoit.
Name redacted. Okay,
name redacted.
Look it. It's very good. It's a very good match. It's very good. Regardless, it's very good.
We'll just leave it there.
Yep.
Then we got the
16.
Yep.
Bad. All right. I would do all
Triple
right.
H, Rock, Foley, Big Show.
This is when they had a McMahon in every corner, right?
Yes.
They had a McMahon.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
Really bad?
Didn't they have to like not beg, but they asked Mick Foley to come out of retirement for this? They were like, "We need you to do this."
So.
I'm gonna put. I'm sticking with it. I'm going real bad.
I imagine if it was just Rock, Triple H in that one.
Yeah,
I'm getting close because I can't see this. Was that Batista Big Show?
People are starting
that's
to
Triple H.
People are starting to rag on you in the comments, Pluggo.
For what?
Your performance here.
Read some of them. I'm having trouble seeing them.
I am on a laptop that is half the size of what I normally have. I can't.
Well, I could kick over real quick.
That looks like Batista and somebody.
Yeah. I'm getting the business from Hab Guy here.
You are. You are.
That's fine. Rag on me. That's
probably
charm.
That's probably Batista and Undertaker.
Which one is this? Who am I looking at here?
This is Batista Triple H.
From what is that?
Is that the Hollywood? Is that the Hollywood WrestleMania?
Oh, yeah.
21?
Did they main event?
Yeah, they did.
Yeah. The title always main evented for a long time. It's still does.
I would put this one. I would go solid here. I would go solid for that.
So maybe this was a great idea. Like I said, I should have wrote the list down because some of these cards are. You know what? I'm a busy guy. You got the championship match. You got another Triple H. And who is that? John Cena and Triple H right there. Can't see him. You can't see him. This one you can't rag on me because I can't see him because it's John Cena.
Wait, is it John Cena and Triple H? I would put this also.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Also is solid, I guess.
All right, we got
that's Cena and Shawn Michaels.
Yeah, we had Cena. Can't see him and Shawn Michaels.
Very good.
You can't see Cena in this one, and Shawn Michaels is this one. So Spencer Love probably didn't watch this match, or if he did, he's wondering why Shawn Michaels is running around by himself. Edge and Taker. Ooh, that was a good one. That was
very good. Very good as well.
That was a very good one. You also have to understand that my early WrestleMania knowledge isn't as good as the last 20 years.
That's fair.
You got Triple H and
another one. This is
another good one.
No. The match was okay. No, this is another one that got hosed because the original, the first Shawn Michaels and Undertaker was before this match.
Yeah, but I'm saying it's a good match. Don't get me wrong.
It's a good match, but I think
they also had
the greatest.
They had a dumb stipulation with this one too.
Yes. So I'll put this one in the. For me, I'll put this one in the all right. I'll go all right here. I could probably get away with solid though, but I would go all right. The greatest match in the history of WrestleMania happened right before it, and I think that took. And then we got. This is from 26, right?
Yeah, this is Michael's take.
The next year. I mean, this is the 25 match is better to me.
This is career. This is the career versus streak one.
Yeah, this is legendary.
Was that main event?
It was the main event. Yeah.
Oh, they learned from the last year.
Yes, I think they did. Ooh.
Then we got Cena and the Miz, baby. Which, by the way, Rich, you're the guy you're facing is a huge Miz fan in Jack Pride.
Who, Mars?
No, Pride loves him some Miz.
That's not surprising. Pride's an asshole. Miz is an asshole.
Good stuff. This match,
they're both full of themselves and think they're better than they are.
Yeah, this match sucked.
So real bad, huh?
Real bad.
Then we got the once in a lifetime. But it happened twice.
Happened twice in a lifetime.
Yeah. So the once in a lifetime is here, but the sequel is also up next. So
I would say the first one I would put it solid. I would put the first one at solid.
And then the second one?
All right.
So you're saying the first one was better?
Yes. The second one involved the title.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Wait, did they both involve?
Yeah.
No.
The first one was just like a dream match.
Yes. I thought that match was better. And then I thought the second match was the first match all over again, just with the belt.
Now we're getting into some stuff I really know about. So we're going to cook now. I got Andre the Giant Hogan at WrestleMania 3.
Okay. I have a hot take when it comes to this one. Because obviously the match, the significance of this match is legendary. The significance. Yes. The match itself, because of Andre's health and condition, is a hot pile of garbage. is not a good match.
Putting it nicely, yeah.
Yes.
So where are you going?
Well, this is where I'll open it up for debate because I struggle with this.
This is your tier list.
I understand, but the significance of this match is unmatched. If there is no WWE, if this match does not occur and happen the way that it happens. So I almost feel like, do you put it in legendary because of the significance? Like, is it at that level, even though the match itself is not good?
I would totally put it in the legendary category still.
That's where iconic.
It's that iconic moment, right? Like you think back to them always talking about WrestleMania moments. That was like the first WrestleMania moment.
Yes.
And like, despite the rest, like WrestleMania was made to be a spectacle, not just a wrestling show.
The Slam alone has stood the test of time.
It has.
Yeah. I mean, look at Wee Man doing it to Sami Zayn.
Yeah. And
every time some smaller person slams a bigger person, we go, "Oh, Hogan Andre moment."
Hey, as the smaller man, that's going to slam some big guys this year, you know.
Yeah.
All right. That was my torn because I know the match itself isn't great, but it's legendary. Yeah. It's a legendary.
All right. As a match, real bad.
Yeah.
Real bad.
But
everything else main event, legendary.
Yeah.
But you can't just call that solid. Now, speaking of legendary moments here, this Batista, Orton, Daniel Bryan yes movement, he weaseled himself into this because everybody wanted it.
It's okay, you know.
Is it a good match?
Well, the odd thing is I thought Daniel Bryan and Triple H that opened the show was a lot better than this match. But the Daniel Bryan movement and that moment when he finally won, that is, that's one of the all-time moments. I would go, it's close to legendary for me, but I think I'll go very good. I'll go very good.
Good choice.
Okay. What I remember from that match is somebody got powerbombed on a monitor.
Yeah, Randy Orton.
It looked rough.
Randy Orton, yeah, right in his lower.
All right, now we got Brock Lesnar, Roman Reigns, and was this the first of like 6 main events for Roman Reigns?
I believe this is the one where this is the one where Seth cashes in.
Yeah, this is the big one.
Right. For that fact, guys,
legendary.
I'm going legendary. It's the greatest cash in of all time.
I love it.
Yeah, I love it. I wouldn't disagree with you there.
Now we get to rate that match again 4 more times.
I like Scott saying Hogan didn't know if Andre was going to be there the morning of. Yeah, I remember them talking about like that whole Andre Hogan moment. Like he wasn't sure if he was going to be able to do it because he was so broken down.
We got Grainmaker popping in saying he loved that whole WrestleMania. He said the RKO curb stomp earlier in the night.
Oh, it was filthy.
They show that all the time. It had, even though I disagreed with the finish, it had the Sting versus Triple H match where DX came out and the NWO, and they kind of made that nostalgia fun match. I thought
so dumb.
It was. Rusev came out on a tank. Rusev should have beat John Cena. He didn't.
Isn't that the tank that he came out later and said him and Lana did it in that tank?
Yeah, I think so. And then Bray Wyatt, if you want my humble opinion, Bray Wyatt should have beat The Undertaker at that WrestleMania.
Yeah, that was such a disservice that was during the daylight, too.
Yeah, because it was in California. Why would the NWO, you got Spencer in all caps saying, why would the NWO ever defend? Because WCW. That's
because
even though the NWO's whole premise,
where did they have
trying to take WCW down? X-Pac, I believe, was on the X-Pac. He was on the DX side.
Oh, okay.
The NWO they had, it was Scott Hall, Hogan, and Nash. That's all.
Oh, right. Yeah, you're right.
All right.
Yeah, because X-Pac is more known for his DX time, I think. But we got Triple H, Roman Reigns. We're gonna do a lot of Roman Reigns.
Here's another one that I was at. This WrestleMania sucked, and this match sucked real bad. 43 minutes long that match was. I almost fell asleep 8 times. My God. And that was an unfortunate WrestleMania. Rollins blew out his knee. Cesaro got hurt. There was a ton of injuries. Yeah, Daniel Bryan was hurt. There was a shit ton of injuries leading into it, so they had to have Triple H win the title in that Royal Rumble because they literally had no one else for Roman to fight. Literally.
I went ahead and just lined up the rest of the Roman Reigns matches.
The best match on that card, it was two of them. The triple threat to the women's with Becky, Charlotte, and Sasha. Oh, yeah. Excellent. And then the opening match, they had the 6-man ladder match for the IC title that Zack Ryder of all people.
Right, yeah.
But that match ruled. It had
is that the Mania
Ziggler, Cody,
that
a bunch of people.
That Dean Ambrose almost died? That was San Francisco.
No, that was the Brock Lesnar, Dean Ambrose.
Yeah.
I was so excited for, but fucking
no, the ladder match. The ladder match to Dean Ambrose. He took that spill. He's bleeding out his ear a little bit. We all thought he died.
That wasn't that.
That was, I think, this one up here at the top. Yeah. So how about Brock Lesnar, Roman Reigns again?
Wait, which one? I need to know.
This is so
the last one, the greatest.
I think this is the most.
Yeah. This is the last one here. The last one they had because this was New Orleans, and then he faced
a little bridge.
Yeah, this was the last one they had. This was at 38.
Listen, I don't think these guys actually have bad matches. There's just too many of them, so I'll put it at solid. I'll go solid here.
Yeah, because I think that was what, and then this is WrestleMania 30. This is 37. Taker.
Oh, 35. This match is real bad.
Yeah, Taker, real bad.
Yeah.
And then you got another Roman, just Brock Lesnar.
Roman literally has main evented like
6 in a row, 7 in a row.
10 out of the last 11. Like he's main evented like almost every WrestleMania in the 30s. Almost.
Yeah, and then this was New Orleans, right? This one right here, the next one on the queue.
I mean, I'll do all right. I don't know. They're all the same to me. All right or solid, whatever. Yeah, fine.
And then you got Daniel Bryan, Edge, Roman Reigns. This is from
the first one that came. Right, it was night 2 of the.
Yeah, this was when they.
I'll put this at. Yeah, because this is when Roman pinned them both. Right, he stacked them up.
Stacked them, baby.
Sent them to AEW.
Yeah. I'll go solid here. I'll go solid here for me.
Oh, really?
What did you think it was better? Do you think very good?
I thought it was very good. I thought it was a very good one. Especially just like that finish alone just established Roman so much.
Dude, Pulp is coming at you in the chat, brother.
Well, listen. They're playing the Bucks. It's a back-to-back. They're undefeated at home. They're due. It's fine. We're the best team in the league. Don't get it twisted. We're gonna beat the Bucks and win the NBA championship when we defeat whoever the West has because the West is garbage. All right. Anyway, continue.
The Lakers.
The ladies main event: Becky Lynch, Ronda Rousey, Charlotte Flair to winner take all 35. Okay. Right? You were there.
Yeah, I was there. Again, this is another one. The significance of it is legendary.
But it did start at 12:35.
Becky Lynch was walking down. I was in New York. Becky Lynch was walking down the aisle at 12:21 a.m. 12:21 a.m. What the fuck are we doing?
So you're calling it legendary? I did think the match. I mean, the significance of it is huge, but the match finish sucked.
The finish sucked. I'm going very good.
Okay. Now we've got. Is this really?
Oh yeah.
This is Boneyard match.
The Boneyard match, baby.
Look me dead in the eyes right now.
I loved it.
Good. I love the Boneyard match.
It was good.
Yeah, very good for me.
Did you love the Boneyard match more than this Firefly Funhouse with Cena?
I thought they were both really good for what they were. I preferred the Firefly Funhouse, but that's because I was a huge Bray Wyatt guy.
And then we had Brock.
There's a lot more just entertainment value.
This is the COVID one, correct?
Yeah. This is where he won it, and it was like a 5-minute match, no fan.
Yeah, Brock didn't want to do it. Brock was like, we don't want to do it. I would say it's unfortunate. It's real bad. It's real bad to me.
Oh, yeah. I like rewatching it though. It's understandable.
Is it better? I haven't rewatched any of the COVID stuff.
No. I'm saying like I haven't rewatched any of the no crowd stuff because it's just so jarring. And like,
this right here, this match, Bianca and Sasha, legendary.
Super good, very good,
first one-on-one women's main event in the history.
No, I'm gonna have to. I gotta move my screen.
First 2 African American women to main event WrestleMania, and the match is an absolute banger.
It was a great match.
Unbelievable. Oh, is this Stone Cold and Kevin Owens?
Kevin Owens, Stone Cold, where it was impromptu main event.
Yeah, I'm going very good. I think this was very good. Stone Cold took a suplex on the concrete
after 19 years away.
My word. Anyway.
God damn.
Scott and Culp going at it in the chat. I love it. Fired it up.
Well, but Scott George, the regional guy, he says the Celtics can't win every night. Can't win every night.
But a lot of those Celtics are probably reeling from Belichick losing to them.
It's a very, the fans probably aren't. It's in Boston, so the fans are probably not as juiced up as normal because it's the day of mourning. It's a day of mourning.
We're
going to talk about football. I already did my rant, but we'll talk. It's going to get emotional.
It's going to get real interesting here. We got Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn versus the Usos for the tag titles last year.
Very good.
And we're just gonna move along because there's so much you say. Roman Reigns, Cody Rhodes,
real bad, dumbass decision.
The match was not that bad.
It wasn't, but the decision was so horrendous.
He said, "This is his tier. He's tiered into it." He says,
"No, obviously, I'm gonna put it."
No, don't.
No, I'm being no.
Actually, with a finish, I'd almost say.
Hey, say it with your chest, JPJ.
I think the match itself was very good. However, that is one of the worst booking decisions in the history of professional wrestling. Fuck everyone that decided to do that. They suck. So I will move it up to all right because the match was actually good. The match was actually good. The results suck. So therefore, you're staying down there, piece of shit.
Appreciate that.
Unbelievable. God. Anyway, all right. What's next?
Sorry, give me a minute. Ooh, I'm crying over here. We got Macho.
WrestleMania 4.
Yeah, Macho Man WrestleMania 4.
So the against DiBiase, right? That was the final.
Yeah, DiBiase. Yeah, yep.
This was more around the tournament in general, as opposed to this being like a built-up main event. Macho Man winning was cool, even though Hogan should have kept his fucking nose out of it and let Macho Man have his moment. That selfish son of a bitch. Anyway, it's solid. It's solid.
We're down to the final 5 here, and before we continue, I must say that the views and opinions expressed during JPJ Tears You a New One are those of JPJ and JPJ alone. If you'd like to offset his swears, please see the super chats for the swear jar.
This is probably the one you're enjoying the most because I'm letting it loose.
I know, I love it. But I'm saying if you'd like to offset the monetization that we won't get from YouTube because of your swearing, please send a super chat to help with the swear jar. Or if you'd like, you can also subscribe to the Love Wrestling Patreon at Love Wrestling CA on Patreon for all of their exclusive news. Mega powers to main event here.
Oh, legendary. Mega
all right, I have to. I ran out of room, so I have to go like this and drop it in solid and then move it up. Because I'm on a Mac with the mouse pad thing, and I can only go so far. All right, we've got WrestleMania 7 Warrior Hogan
Challenge. Toronto. In Toronto, Canada. Can I tell you that? Oh, Ken, I disagree.
Ken is coming in hot. What's up, Ken? Welcome to the chat, friend.
I thought this was one of Ultimate Warrior's best for two guys that aren't really known for being in-ring dudes. I thought this match was very good.
Are you going very good then?
I'm going very good. Listen, when I was a kid, WrestleMania 6 for a long time was my favorite WrestleMania for a long time. And this match just has a special place in my heart, so I'm going to put it at very, very good.
All right, let me move it on up because I don't know how to figure. I'm going to have to work on that for one of these. And then we got Sergeant Slaughter versus Hulk Hogan. What is that?
7. WrestleMania 7.
7?
No, 7. Yeah. This was supposed to take place at the Rose Bowl in Los Angeles, but because of concerns due to Sergeant Slaughter, his character being pro-Iraq during the war, they were afraid that it could cause problems, so they moved it to an arena. I would say that this is all right for me. This is all right.
Talk about blurring the lines in wrestling back in the day.
These last 3 are.
All right, this is Hogan and Vicious, man.
For WrestleMania 8, this wasn't even the title match. that this wasn't even a title match. Papa Shango gets involved in this match, and the Ultimate Warrior comes back in this match. I'm gonna put this. Sorry, real bad.
Real bad.
Real bad.
You don't have to apologize. You always apologize. You're such a sweetheart.
That's right.
And then we got
Coliseum is where WrestleMania 7 was supposed to happen.
And then we got Bret Hart, Yokozuna.
Okay.
Again, right?
One of the dumbest things to ever happen. So I have no problem with Yokozuna beating Bret Hart for the world title here. First of all, this whole WrestleMania 9, probably the worst WrestleMania in total. It's very bad. It's a very bad WrestleMania. But Yokozuna won the Rumble. I had no problem with him beating Bret Hart to establish himself as a monster champion. But what they did afterwards with Hulk Hogan coming out and getting an impromptu title match and beating Yokozuna in 30 seconds, just Bret Hart going like, yeah, go. And Bret Hart in real life is like, fuck you. Like, I hate everything about it. Real bad. And it's not.
Oh, I didn't.
You can leave it there. It's not real bad because the quality of those wrestlers does not equate to it. It was not good. Not good for me.
No. All right. That's it. That's all of them.
That was a lot.
So your legendary WrestleManias, you got a lot of all very goods and some solids. You got a lot of real bads too. These main events.
I mean, look at them though. Look at them.
I mean, yeah, they're definitely not wrong. Again, for something this more detailed next time, I'll make sure I'm more prepared.
Have guy saying he's not even Canadian.
Gotta rewatch all of them first.
Yeah, I have seen them all.
You know what? I wonder now that I look at this.
When was the last time you watched Hogan Slaughter though?
Oh, right. That's what I'm saying. So we're gonna.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is, I should have put them in order of 1 through 44 because I didn't realize it was so jumbled, and that kind of threw me for a loop. Because some of those graphics I don't remember because I'm not the most knowledgeable guy. I barely know what I did yesterday.
You're doing your best.
I'm trying. Speaking of doing our best, shout out to every single one of our fans in the chat. We've had 22 likes.
Hell yeah, dude.
LPW22. I'm feeling. Rich King just got a match announced. We had Spenny Love come on. We talked about all sorts of crazy stuff that happened around. We didn't even mention the new superstar that is Oba Fenton. That dude looks like $1 million. But that's not why we brought Rich King on. He's been our NFL analyst since the preseason. He has successfully went 2-16 this year.
Is that true?
He knows his stuff. Yeah, he got like two or three rats.
I'm not even doing it.
After fantasy football ended, I was like, I'm done. I'm
so
sorry.
Bad. He was like, you know what? I'll do the whole season next year.
I'll forfeit. I'll tap those last 2 weeks. I'm good.
But just like our friend Cody Rhodes, he is here to help us finish the story and preview the playoffs that start this weekend. And before we dive into the games, I want to ask you one question. How do you feel about the NFL putting a game on Peacock that you have to pay for? Because people are not happy.
Which game?
The Chiefs Dolphins is on Peacock.
He's on Canada. So.
Oh, that's right.
So
you might not even get to watch it.
Yeah, I don't even know. It's probably different for you. It's probably easier for you. So there's been, again, mainly old people that don't get it. But there is controversy because the Saturday night game, I believe, which is Kansas City and Miami, I believe that's a Saturday primetime game. It's only on Peacock.
I think that's ridiculous. I think you're taking eyes away from the game. I know the NFL is one of the biggest sports in North America, at least. But why deprive people? Why not do that for a regular season game or something? Why not do that for a Monday Night Football or two? Or whatever it might be. Some of the atrocious Thursday Night Football games, throw them on there.
They're already on Amazon.
They're already on Amazon Prime down here, which is hard. Yeah. So, but that's the thing. And a lot of people
Miami is one of the best games. So throw the Bills and Steelers on there.
In my opinion,
don't watch that.
In my opinion, KC and Miami is the second most game. I'm looking forward to this weekend. I have Peacock because I'm a nerd wrestling fan, and I have it because of the WWE. So it doesn't affect me. I'm going to be able to watch it. But at the same time, Yeah.
We still have the WWE Network up here. Like that's
all right.
that's how I watch it. I don't even know if it is part of Peacock or not, but like.
So a lot of people around here,
I think
a
that's
lot of people are
ridiculous.
not thrilled. A lot of people are not thrilled. So,
like, why put up a just wall on like one of the best games with some of your absolute star players? That's ridiculous to me. That's unreal.
Gotta make that money. I'm assuming.
I know, but how much extra money do they
I'm
make?
assuming Peacock, who's lost billions of dollars, is paid a pretty penny to get that game.
I didn't hear about that.
I would assume. Oh, I guess yeah. You probably wouldn't have because you are in Canada and they do things different.
I thought you guys were going to bring up the fact that they have a Monday night football game in the playoffs.
They did that last year. I didn't like it either. I thought it was really. I don't enjoy how they've done it. I think you keep everything done by Sunday.
Spread out and just.
Because one of those teams, I get like you're professionals, but one of those is getting an even shorter week because you have the Saturday games and then you have the Sunday games. So whoever plays on Sunday might get the short week. But now you're really undercutting somebody.
And it's all reseeded games too, right? So it's not just like a straight, like, hey, we know for a fact
they
reseed play on this day. It's like it's ridiculous, but
yeah. All right.
Oh yeah, they reseed.
You want to watch Jinder and Seth, right? Like, let's go.
Of course we do. So
yeah.
Please,
what are you gonna do?
I love football, but I'm gonna be watching Raw way over the friggin' Eagles and the Buccaneers. Come on,
Jinder draws, baby.
Come on, all right. So
don't hinder gender.
No. We got it is wild card weekend, the most exciting.
Yes,
I think the divisional round is usually the best round in totality. From like a game like watching standpoint, but this is the most loaded weekend. I think there's 6 games total. Looking good.
Did they script this? They scripted this.
Well, we'll get to it.
We're gonna storylines going in.
Yeah, exactly. We're gonna go in chronological order from the order they'll be played or whatever. But yeah, some of the matchups, particularly one of them, you couldn't write a better friggin' story. So
before we go into the matchups, I do want to preface with this great intro you guys gave me of 2-16 on my season prediction. You forgot to mention
that was PLUGGO. That wasn't.
It's picking underdogs. It's picking underdogs, and I finished 3rd in our fantasy football league. So I do know what I'm somewhat talking about.
Rich finished
individual games with the weeks. It's not just
finished,
a markup here.
Rich finished better than both PLUGGO and I in our fantasy league. So it is. Yes, he knows.
I just want to preface that. I got to put myself over.
That's fair. I felt I had some problems putting the ball in the end zone in fantasy football this year.
Oh, me too, man. Me too. That last week was rough.
Yeah.
God, it makes me not want to play anymore. But shout out to Lawrence, our B2B Fantasy Football League champion. If you want to join that league next year, you'll have to follow us on social media at B2Beards.
Scott in the chat says that supposedly Peacock paid $11 million to air that game.
Dang.
11 mil. Jesus.
That's the going rate for Chiefs Dolphins. Jeez.
They're gonna have a lot of subscribers in Miami and wherever Kansas City is.
Yeah, Kansas City. Yeah, Missouri. Or is it Kansas City, Kansas? Kansas City.
No, it's Missouri.
Yeah, Missouri. It's Missouri.
That's what always messes me up.
Yeah. All right. So we have the first game of the weekend is Saturday, 2:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It is Joe Flacco and the Cleveland Browns heading into what I think is one of the better feel-good, probably, I won some money on the Houston Texans because I bet the over. I thought they were going to be better. I know we did the over-unders earlier at the beginning of the year, but I won some good money with the Texans because, they're pretty good.
I thought they were going to suck.
Yeah, but the Cleveland Browns are heading to Houston, and they are playing the Houston Texans. So you got that young Houston squad, DeMeco Ryans, first-year head coach, rookie quarterback. I know he missed a couple games injured, but C.J. Stroud, I would think, overwhelmingly offensive rookie of the year, I would think. This is an intriguing game to me. I have really, really liked – I see it. It's okay. For the last 20 years, how many kickoffs did the Patriots have in the playoffs compared to your It's ridiculous.
I don't know why that's so funny.
No, it's funny. It's fine.
We love Cole picking these parts, but he's picking and prodding.
I cheer for the Texans and the Cardinals, man. Like, I have no reason to be laughing.
And I said it earlier. You need to understand that people like Culp have been waiting 20 years.
20 years for
20 years they've been just crying in their bedrooms when the Patriots were making it to Super Bowls every other fucking year. Don't give it to me. Enjoy it now, brother. Enjoy it.
Oh, if you're in the chat, spam that like button. Let's get 3 more. Let's get to 25. Let's get to 25.
Are they going to get Vrabel out there? Or?
There are people around here are saying that they're acting like it's basically a done deal. They're saying it's going to be Gerard Mayo, that they're going to move Mayo up from the defense. Okay.
What's Josh McDaniels doing?
Hopefully nothing near New England. No, listen. Yeah, wherever I think Josh is going to go where Bill goes. I think wherever Bill ends up, I think Josh will go as the offensive coordinator. I think that's a legitimate possibility that will happen.
It sounds like a threat more than
I know. That's a good one, Spencer. Actually, you should buy what you should buy me. What you should buy me is an official's jersey, because it was the only time all in the history of the NFL that they didn't blow a fucking sack when the guy was Jimmy and held for 5 seconds. Anyway, all right, Eli should have never been able to throw the friggin' ball. Anyway, so here's my thing. If you were moving on for Bill, me personally, I would have gave Bill 1 more year. That's what I would have, just 1 more year. They didn't do that. That's fine. You could make an argument. That's fine. My thing is, if you're moving on from Bill, and we have this pick in the draft, which is the highest pick we've ever had since the early 90s when we took Bledsoe number 1, I don't want to keep it underneath the tree of Belichick.
Yeah.
Gerard Mayo is under the tree of Belichick. He's a former player. He's been on the coaching staff. Vrabel, if I had to choose between Vrabel or Mayo, I am picking Vrabel, 1,000%. Because he's been outside there, but still a Belichick guy, a defense-first guy. I would rather them find an offensive nerd like a Mike McDaniel, like these guys, see how it goes. If it doesn't work, okay, fine. Find the next guy. But, like, this is the first time we should have a new – if you're moving on from Belichick, I feel like as a Patriots fan, it should all be new. It should all be new. Yeah. Give me fresh blood. I want a fresh coach, fresh coordinators, fresh GM, nothing tied to the last 24 years. Give me something new. Because I feel like Belichick can still coach. He's still one of the best Look at our like the Patriots sucked this year, but we were in. We only got blown out a couple times.
See what you started, Culp?
He can still. I don't care. He can still coach. Like you're not gonna find anybody that's going to be a better coach than the coach we already had. So why are you
just get fresh
sticking with the same shit? Like, because that we were 4-13 with Bill Belichick. That's a story because it's Bill Belichick. Now Belichick's gone. 4-13 with Gerard Mayo means dog shit. It doesn't mean anything. I get it.
One of the things that like the NFL has been moving to anyways, you see it every year, is these defensive-minded coaches, like they end up getting canned within 2 or 3 years. And then these offensive guys have been having a lot of success.
Yeah.
Mike Vrabel is kind of like the one guy I look at where it's like, okay, he might be the exception to that rule.
He makes sense, right? He makes sense. He was a –
started launching off that. Because I just want to hear your opinion.
Yeah, and he makes sense. That's why, like, I would not be against. I'm not against Mayo either, but like, I'm not against Vrabel because he makes sense. He's a legend around here. He won 3 Super Bowls with us. I think the difference for me is Vrabel's very charismatic. He's funny. He cracks jokes. He talks shit. Like, I like that type of stuff. Gerard Mayo was a great player. He seems like a great person, but every interview I've seen with him, it's very vanilla. It's very like, I think Vrabel would bring that charisma and that extra little, like the players would want to play really, really hard for him. The fans would love that he was the coach, like that type of stuff. So, but I would go away from the Belichick umbrella altogether, but it seems like the Crafts just don't want to do that. They want somebody that they know that's going to,
don't rock the boat. Don't rock the boat, baby.
Yeah.
All
right, let's go.
So Texans Browns.
Here we go.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. No, you guys go ahead.
The Miz's favorite team, Johnny Gargano's favorite team.
My thing is, like, I've loved watching the Houston Texans this year. Just the young, they're fun. I like the coach. I like the quarterback. They have a great young receiving core. The defense is solid. But I've really, really been digging the Joe Flacco renaissance and what the Cleveland Browns are doing too. And Cleveland's defense, in my opinion, is the best defense in all of the playoffs.
Yeah.
In general.
Yeah.
And if you have Flacco, who's playing at the level he's been playing, making very few mistakes, being,
Trent Dilfer. He's Trent
basically, but he's throwing for 300 yards and 3 touchdowns and he's doing, Amari Cooper looks like Amari Cooper from 8 years ago. Like Daniel Njoku all of a sudden looks like the best tight end in all of football. Like he's hurtling and running through people. Like it's like,
which he couldn't do for my fantasy team for
That's what I'm saying. I've had him for years. This year he's friggin' unbelievable. So it's like I don't know who to root for because I like both these teams.
They're both good stories. I think that you can like openly admit that's
they're good stories.
110% how good it is.
So, but like Houston's here because other like Jacksonville really shit the bed. And like the Colts,
Houston's was good.
They're good. They're still only 10-7 though. It's not like they're world beaters.
No, not. But again, you have to keep in mind this was a team going into the year with
no expectations.
No expectations. Like people in Arizona were thinking they were getting the first and second overall picks this year. They were getting like
they're gonna feel it.
Caleb Williams and Marvin Harrison Jr. Right? Like they thought they were getting both. And now they have the 20th pick in the draft or whatever it might be. Like, it took them a little bit to get out of the gate, but like D'Amico Ryan and CJ Stroud and like even Will Anderson Jr. have been just
put your tip up.
My boy.
You guys still touch tips?
In private, yes. We're not allowed to in
other
places.
Not legally allowed to in certain areas.
The LPW lawyers have said no more Ben, but they don't control us everywhere, baby. But yeah, so you just look at like offensively and defensively, like that both sides of the ball have their leader. D'Amico Ryan has established just like a hard team to play against, and even last year for Lovie Smith, the Texans put up some good games. Like they kept themselves around in almost every game. They made them competitive, even when they had nothing. And like you see that carrying over to this year, and that's why I really like them in this playoff series. But you're right, like I think Cleveland has the better defense overall. My biggest thing comes down to like again Joe Flacco. He's been on this amazing run, but he's averaged at least 1 turnover every game.
Yep.
Some games, he's getting 4 touchdowns, but he's getting 3 interceptions at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
And when you come into the playoffs, is that going to shoot yourself in the foot?
Yep.
When people start to tighten down what we're doing, right? Like you're not playing the Bears anymore. You're not playing Jacksonville anymore, right? You're not playing a Jets team that has nothing to play for essentially at the end of the season. So it'll be interesting to see kind of how the playoff dynamic changes there.
And this is 2 teams that like I don't think any of us really expected to make this run. So, but you've got this young
the Browns and the
Browns were on the edge with Deshaun Watson. Then they had all the injuries. They started with Darrell Thompson a couple times. They ended up with Nick Chubb. Poor guy. But my thing with that is like, so there were expectations in Cleveland. Yeah. I don't know if those expectations were as high when they signed Flacco, but there's there. And then you have no expectations with Houston. So what's going to get the old veteran or the rookie I don't think Texans are just happy to be there. I think they're going to try to make some noise. So,
but I think
I'm going to go Houston.
I think that goes with their head coach. I think their head coach is like, it don't matter how young we are.
The Flacco story has to run out at some time.
When they win the Super Bowl. Listen.
Is that your pick? Put it on the board.
Listen, here's my thing. I like both these teams a lot. I think either one of these teams could make a little surprise run in the playoffs. I think either one of them could. I see this game. I agree with you, Rich, when it comes to the Flacco turnovers. Those have been something to keep an eye on. Joe Flacco, regardless of him coming off the street 5 or 6 weeks ago, whenever he started coming off the street to do this, but He knows what it takes to win a Super Bowl. He's done it. The run that he had with the Ravens was an all-time playoff run. He knows what it takes to be there. He was religiously in the playoffs when he was the quarterback of the Baltimore Ravens. He haunted my Patriots on multiple occasions and beat us in New England. Not get like just walking in going, don't care who you guys are. I think that this is a game that will be exciting. It'll be close, but I think in the end, the veteran. I just think it's a team where Houston's very good. They're going to be around for a while. This is that typical young team gets in. The moment gets a little bit too big for them at some point, and the veteran team kind of – I don't think it'll be a blowout. I think like 27-21. I could, something in that range, but I got the Cleveland Browns. I got the Cleveland Browns on the road pulling it out at the end. I just think they have more players that have been there before that know what it takes, and that's what's going to have me kind of lean their way in this one.
Yeah. No, I totally see that. I think it is like a game of like razor thin margins. It might be one of the better games of the weekend. What I'm personally looking forward to, because I'm a Texans fan and I'm a little bit of a homer in my bias, but I'm going to pick the Texans. I think the turnover game, CJ Stroud has just protected the ball.
Yep.
And for a rookie going through the season to have that kind of like touchdown to interception ratio is pretty freaking crazy. I think D'Amico's got the defense playing in such a dynamic way. And just being at home might just be that extra little edge that the Texans need to get through to the next round, to be honest with you. So I think it comes down to turnovers.
Yeah, I like it. All right,
Although
Saturday.
Harriet coming after CJ Stroud is a series.
Yeah. Saturday night, 6 p.m. We discussed it only on
Peacock.
Only on Peacock. You gotta hop on the cock. You gotta hop on the cock to watch this one, guys.
Is this a premium live event for Peacock too?
I understand why we cannot do it, but I have always wanted to have a show on our Patreon or just B2B After Dark or something like that called that, hopping on the whatever, and we watch along the WWE. It's a gold mine idea. I know why we can't do it, but it's a gold mine idea. Anyway.
If it gets us in trouble with Spencer,
if anybody steals it, I will hunt you down. So, all right, anyway. We have the Miami Dolphins traveling to Kansas City.
And it's going to be cold.
It's going to be cold in Kansas
City. It's minus 40 in Edmonton tonight.
Yeah, so I know. Yeah, Spencer was on earlier. Yeah, Spencer was on earlier. It's
going to be like 5 degrees Fahrenheit.
That's how cold it is.
Game time.
I'm going to be in Edmonton in 10 days, and I'm going to freeze my ass off. And
you're going to be there for the arena show, hey?
I'm coming for the whole thing. I'm coming the day before the Oil Rumble, and I'm staying through the LPW show the next week.
So you're going to manage us against 7, right?
If Spencer lets me, damn it, I want to be involved.
Yeah. Spencer, you heard the man.
All right, we have the Miami Dolphins.
I like that.
The Kansas City Chiefs. This is a rematch. These teams fought in Week 9 in Germany. I believe it was a foreign game in Germany. The Chiefs won that one 21-14. I'm going to keep this short and sweet. I will not bet against Patrick Mahomes losing a playoff game until I see Patrick Mahomes lose and get eliminated in an early playoff game. Dolphins are good. Dolphins have not beat a good team all year. All year. They're on the road, and I get it. The Kansas City Chiefs have not looked like the Kansas City Chiefs that we are used to at all. They have been downright bad at times. But they still got Andy Reid. They still got Patrick Mahomes. They still got Travis Kelce. I'm not.
And they got Taylor Swift, baby.
They do. Yeah.
That's Swift.
I'm not picking against them. I'm picking the Kansas City Chiefs. Whoever wants to go.
All right. Well, I will play devil's advocate here because I am going with Miami.
So am I, Rich.
What? I thought I was the only one.
No, I thought I was going to be the only one. That's why I was doing it.
So it seems absolutely like, again, it's one of those absolutely insane picks to do. And it's just like betting against Brady back in the day. Betting against Mahomes is just bad business. But like something about this year is just bad juju around the around the Kansas City Chiefs. Like their offensive players just can't make plays. Patrick Mahomes is trying to get anybody the ball, and they just fumble it, throw it to the other team, and the other team runs the other way with it. Plus, you got Tyreek Hill coming back to Arrowhead for the very first time since Casey decided, we don't want to spend money on you. You're not worth it. And look at their wide receiver core now. I think he's going to be super motivated. I think if Tua just feeds Tyreek all day, he's going to carve up that secondary. The KC defense is great. Miami's going through a couple of injuries on the defensive front. I think they're without Bradley Chubb.
Yes.
For this game, which is super unfortunate. But again, for some reason, I just think like
they figure it out.
I think Case like it's almost that storyline of, you know, they haven't been able to beat a good team all year, and then it's just like Josh McDaniels, just all of a sudden this offensive whiz comes up with all of these new different plays to kind of keep Casey on their heels, and I think they can do it, especially with if Mostert's healthy again, if they have Achane behind him, you know, if Waddle can kind of get his feet under him again, I think they have the weapons to really make it a track meet against a KC team that can't catch a ball.
Yeah, it's fair.
Pacheco is definitely dark horse in this one. I think he can be a game changer for KC because he just runs so hard.
Yeah. Pluggo, you said you're going Dolphins too.
Because the Chiefs have not looked good. The Dolphins haven't looked good either. Let's be honest. They lost 56-19 last week or the week before. But I think the Chiefs and more than the Dolphins have kind of been playing with fire. They've been getting by, and I just don't know. Granted, it is in Kansas City, so I could be absolutely wrong, but I just have this feeling the Dolphins are going to come out and it's time to prove ourselves, put up or shut up, because
they haven't beaten a good team all year.
No, they haven't beaten a good team all year. But so this is the moment. This is the moment Tua drops back. He's going to be frozen, as Scott said there. But Holmes is going to be cold too. They're going to be cold too, just because they're used to it. But they're used to it. Yeah, but it's still 5. Nobody's used to 5 degree weather unless you're Bear effing Grills or Rich King.
Listen. In New England, it gets
from the Yukon, baby.
It's an advantage. It's an advantage. There was a reason why the Patriots always wanted to try to get the number 1 seed, because they wanted people coming to frigid weather in New England.
But I'm saying it's going to be
a team that plays in Miami every week or most weeks is going to it's going to affect them if they're playing in cold ass weather.
But they do play in the division with New England and Buffalo.
This isn't my first day.
In those elements.
When's the last time there was this great game in 5 degree weather? And y'all remember when like Atlanta came up with Vic to Lambeau, and it was one of those frigid games that he beat them.
Yeah, no, the last frigid game was when the Patriots came back and beat the Chiefs in overtime to go to the Super Bowl.
All right, but they don't. It's not going to be a good game for anybody. So yeah, you got Scott saying -20 wind chill. I'm just saying. I think
get these people a dome.
I think that is a silly narrative to be like, because you said it, Rich. They play in Buffalo. They play in New England. They get cold weather games too. They just played in Baltimore. It was chilly that game. They didn't do too hot. It's a very bad example.
It's just a warm-up.
Yeah, it's just a warm-up. Let's move on. I got the Dolphins. Rich has got the Dolphins. JPJ's got the Chiefs. I'm actually writing this down.
Yeah, well, I think you guys picked.
We picked up
my lonesome so far.
I partially picked Miami to make my own bracket work with the reseeding.
So. Fair.
It's wishful thinking.
We now move to Sunday, the early game. This one says 11 a.m. Is it really that early? Is it on that early?
I think
anyway.
So.
It is the Pittsburgh Steelers, gross, traveling to the Buffalo Bills to take on Buffalo. I think this is going to be the biggest blowout in this wild card weekend, because the Steelers suck and the Bills are the hottest team in the league. The Bills have won 5 in a row. We'll talk about it, because we'll talk about, obviously we did our picks and what we thought would happen at the beginning. We'll talk about kind of how we feel this is going to go throughout all of the playoffs before we get out of here. But I said at the beginning that I thought the Ravens were making it to the Super Bowl. I've said Lamar was going to be the MVP. I feel pretty good about that, but I do think if a team was going to disrupt them, it's the Buffalo Bills, the way they're playing. And the Buffalo Bills, like you just said, Miami has something to prove. If they don't win or make a run, Scott McDermott, see you later. You're out of town here. Josh Allen, we're thinking about, are you the guy here? You've been really good for the last 3 or 4 years, but not been able to win the big one. I think the Bills have a lot riding, not only on this game, but I think they'll get through this game pretty handily. The Steelers are they are not a good team. They are not.
Well, and they don't have TJ Watt, so it's
Yeah,
like,
that's
if
that. Like
if
you
you
don't.
had any hope at
Yeah.
taking down Buffalo, it's your pass rush to get at Josh Allen and force him into turnovers, and I just don't see that happening without the best, defensive end probably in the league, linebacker. I forget what.
Scott said you're out here giving us games at Mountain.
I just noticed that the website I'm on is for Arizona. So, all right, whatever. So I get
our time zone. Hey, let's go. Woo, woo.
There you go. I was only doing it because Rich is here. These are when
the
These are when the game
but,
starts.
but yeah, this one's easy. This is Buffalo. For sure.
Yeah. I think
I'm taking my victory lap in the sense of I said that Pittsburgh was going to somehow, some way make the playoffs because Mike Tomlin always makes the playoffs, but they have nothing on offense. They squeaked into it, and without their best defensive player, their defense will probably play well. I don't think it will be a close game at all.
It's fair. Pluggo?
I'm not going to say it. I'm not picking the Steelers. I don't have any deep analysis either. I just don't pick the Steelers. You're right. You're both right.
What are you even doing here? You didn't have a chance.
This is all I'll say is this is one of the games that if I'm going third in the analysis, you guys have already said what I would have said.
So you go first.
You're gonna go.
So we got a clean sweep for the Bills, baby.
Yeah. Well, you're gonna go this game. The way one of these teams has been playing heading into the playoffs became way more intriguing for me. It's at 4:30 Eastern time. It is the Green Bay Packers traveling to the Dallas Cowboys. Traveling to Dallas to take on them Cowboys. Let me tell you, I think it was Rich and I that were high on the Packers, and
I was not.
I think we might do. I don't know if we picked. Did we pick the Lions to win the division? But we said we both had Green Bay making the playoffs. Still,
I might have picked Green Bay to win the
division. This was my division that everybody was kind of close.
Yeah, I think. Well, I'll tell you what.
This was my NFC South.
Yeah, and I'm going to have you go first, Pluggo. But I'll tell you what. As somebody who has a team that does not have a good receiving core, this young receiving core in the Packers, I like that group. They have 3 or 4 super young, fast, tough, and Jordan Love, man. Jordan Love,
even their backup receivers are all rookies, and they all have a breakout game.
Yeah, like Dontavian Wick
or whatever.
Nelson. Like you see these guys, you're like, who are these guys? And Jordan Love is slinging it around. And they just got Luke Musgrave back, who is the better tight end than the guy who was playing well, Kraft filling in.
Sorry. No.
Musgrave.
We got a timeout. Because you said, Pluggo, you're going first, and we're just going off.
No. I'm letting him pick first. I'm sorry.
You know how many times I've derailed this show in 2.5 years? It's fine.
No, but Pluggo, all right, take over. Tell me what you think.
This was one that it's kind of like the Steelers thing. Like if this was the year the Packers were going to suck, this would have been the year that they were going to suck, right? And they showed it throughout the year where it's like, oh God, they're not going to be good. And then they figured it out. I think the Vikings injuries really helped them because that Vikings team was good, but without Jefferson, without Kirk Cousins. Anyway, I don't think they're beating this Cowboys team. I think and this Cowboys team is a playoff. They always do this in the playoffs, right? They get the playoffs and they lose a game that they shouldn't, and they're supposed to be good. But I actually really like this Cowboys team a lot. I think that they're going to pull it off. I think this game might not be close.
I think.
I'm thinking like we were just talking. The Steelers are going to get blown. I think the Packers they're in danger of getting blown out here because that offense with Dak is rolling right now. Tony Pollard's starting to figure it out. Like, let's go.
The Cowboys are also the only team in the NFL that went undefeated at home this year as well. 8-0.
And when they won big. So I got the Cowboys figuring this out. I think they're going to shut the door on this. This Jordan Love did enough to keep his job. We'll just say that.
Oh yeah, for sure. If I'm agreeing, I'm feeling good. I'm feeling pretty good if I'm agreeing.
I the Bears fans feeling. Yeah, you're feeling spoiled. Like,
yeah,
God,
I'm feeling pretty good.
Early on, they were like, "Oh shoot!" Like he might have. Now he's good.
But here's the thing, guys. The intriguing thing is Mike McCarthy used to coach who? The Green Bay Packers. You now have the guy that replaced Mike McCarthy going into Dallas to face Mike McCarthy. And what's the narrative on Mike McCarthy? If he doesn't win this game, maybe even a couple games, he's out the door too because he's had plenty of chances. Dak has that reputation a little bit of can't win. The Cowboys have always had it for a long time. I would agree with you, Pluggo. I do think the Cowboys win this game, but if I'm a Green Bay Packers fan, I am very much feeling good about the future of my team, Rich.
Yeah, I think the Packers are going to look really, really good. Like, I think Dallas is going to win. I think I picked them to go to the Super Bowl, if not win the Super Bowl this year. Early on, we'll see if I stay with that or not. But yeah, no, I think Green Bay. Like, you can't cry about this year. Everyone thought that the defense was going to carry them when the offense was great. Like, the offense was legitimately great, and I think they have another starting quarterback, and I'm not going to say that he's as good as Aaron Rodgers or Brett Favre or anything, but another solid, at least, starter moving forward. So they kind of don't have to worry about that heading into the offseason. Defensively, like, they could probably really tighten that side of things up, maybe get an offensive line, find a new younger running back to move Aaron Jones along. But in this playoff game, I think I think it might be closer than Pluggo's saying it will be, but just because that offense can move the ball. But I think Dallas is just much more of a complete team. Like, they're one of the top teams heading into the playoffs for a reason.
Yeah. And then we have, for me, game of the weekend. Sunday night, 8 p.m. We have Matt Stafford and the Los Angeles Rams going back to his old stomping grounds, and the Detroit Lions, who have been still waiting for their first playoff win in 30-something years.
Possibly the best team that they've had in that run as well.
Easily. I would say might be easily the best team from a talent perspective, but they're in the playoffs. They're feeling good. They won the division, and then they got their old quarterback coming back, and a Rams team that is scary. This Rams team looks scary to me. McVay, they've done it. They've won. They got the young receivers. But this Lions team is likable. I love Dan Campbell. Amon St. Brown is amazing. Gibbs, the running back. Oh, man. It pains me because obviously with not having a dog in the fight, the Lions are a team where it's like, yeah, I'm going to root for the Lions to go win the Super Bowl. They've never won anything. Why not? But the Rams, to me, are a team that I think can actually really go to the Super Bowl. That's how that's how I view them, and what a heartbreaking scenario it would be if Matt Stafford comes to town and goes, "Hi, Detroit, welcome back. I'm gonna fucking murder you. Have fun."
You brought it up with Flacco too, and this is a game where you can really see that, where like the veteran experience might shine through against this young upstart team, right? Like, because it's not just the quarterback that has the playoff experience. It's Donald, it's Kupp, it's Stafford, it's McVay, right? Like, the top down, they have people that have been there for championship wins. So,
and we're not even
Jared Goff has made a Super Bowl.
Yeah, but I was lost. I only focused really on the Rams side of it with Stafford, but Jared Goff is going against a team that said, "Hey, we don't want you anymore. We're trading your ass to get the guy we really want.
You're not good enough to lead our all-star team."
Correct. We want the guy, and now they're facing.
And people thought he'd be out of the league 2 years later.
Yeah,
and now he's up against them in the playoffs.
Yeah, and that
funny how
the storylines in that are insane when you think about it. Like, it's
going to be
scripted.
Yeah.
Either way, it's going to be a heartbreaker in Detroit. You know, those fans, like, deep down, they probably still like Stafford.
Of course.
If they
they were rooting for him to win with the Rams. 100%.
Yeah. So. With that being said, I do choose the Lions to win this one. I think they are kind of that scrappy upstart team. I always value the youth side of things a little bit more when it comes to this, and just like the energy to get through the season. I think it was a bit of a grind for the Rams, although Kupp did have injury that took him out for a long period of time there. Puka Nacua looks fantastic. Kyron Williams has just been a beast for them, but Detroit's been awesome against the run. Right. So it's like, if Detroit just keeps bottling up Kyron, like, who accounted for a shit ton of touchdowns in the last couple of weeks, then they might have a great chance of just neutralizing the offense a little bit more. And Detroit's offense is just so dynamic. Again, they have the young running back in Gibbs. They have Montgomery, who can push the ball. They have They have what's his name, St. Brown, like you mentioned, and they also have Sam Laporta, who I know is a little banged up.
Is he out? Is he officially out, or have they said yet?
I think he's just injured. I'm not sure if he's officially out. I think he hyperextended his knee last week.
Yeah.
So there's a chance he plays, and that might even just be good as a decoy. But again, I like this. I like the Lions team after seeing them this year.
There's no way they're going to enforce that.
I don't think they will enforce. I think at the end of the day, I hope they don't enforce that because that would be kind of.
I mean, although I would respect.
Well,
the move,
Matt Stafford's wife actually came out on the socials and was like, "So that tells me that they did take the high road, but that tells me that if she knows, then like Stafford read that, and that could be motivation. Like, are you fucking kidding me?
Oh, she showed that to him
after everything. I literally played through injury. Like I played with a separated shoulder for you fucks, and that's what you're doing to me." How dare
And what did they get in return? They got no playoff wins. They got no division.
I got you Jared Goff. That's what I got you. That's what I got you.
And the first round pick.
They had like 3 years of Megatron,
Yeah.
Who are you picking, JPJ?
I'm going with the Lions still.
All right, so we're all going Lions.
The Rams are scary.
Rams are scary. I agree. This one is like. This is probably the closest one of the weekend.
Yeah.
If Matthew Stafford, though, throws some like bonehead pick six in the close game, I'm going to be like, my conspiracy theory light bulbs are going to be popping off where he's just
kind of throws it right to the DB.
One of those where you're like, why would you ever throw that ball?
Like,
wrong jersey, bro.
Meanwhile, they're raising his jersey to the banners as he does it.
Yeah. Listen, we'll make this work. Just give us one. But yeah, I think the Lions get it done. I like the culture there and the team.
All right. Then we have the last game of Wild Card Weekend. We talked about it a little earlier. It is on Monday night, and it is the better record, the 11-5, not playing well at all. Philadelphia Eagles. Speak of the devil.
I knew some shit was about to go down.
Speak of the devil.
What the fuck?
Go ahead, make your pick.
Monday night.
Make your pick. I just want to remind everyone. Rich, how'd you finish in B2B Fantasy League? Third. Oh, I got 9th place, and I got didn't place. But please, make your pick.
Push should be illegal. Then you would have won.
What does that have to do with real football? Anyway. It is the Philadelphia Eagles who have the better record. They are 11-5, traveling to Tampa Bay to play the NFC South Division champions. And Baker Mayfield, Pluggo, you nailed this one. You nailed this one in the picks in the earlier. You said the Bucs were going to be better than, and me and Rich gave you
Tampa Bay Pluggos.
Yeah. It is the Philadelphia Eagles.
This was the one that you guys yelled at me the most. You were like, the Bucs are trash.
I'll eat it. Couldn't believe it, but you were right. This is the one you nailed. You know what one I nailed? The Jacksonville Jaguars one, because they
You did.
But anyway, Philadelphia Eagles at Tampa Bay. We all know who Lawrence is going to pick, obviously. He's picking the Eagles.
Why are you dressed like the Green Phantom?
We got Scott in the chat, also an Eagles fan. He's saying fly, Eagles, fly.
Let's go Birds.
Whoever wants to go first. Rich is the guest. I'll let Rich go first on this last one. Who do you got in this playoff?
Oh man, just looking at Lawrence makes me want to not pick the Eagles.
Is that a Dallas Goedert jersey?
It's Zach Ertz.
Yeah, old Zach Ertz.
There you go.
Love Zach Ertz.
But like again, Tampa Bay it's a lovely story. Pluggo, I'm happy that you got that pick, and that Baker Mayfield's doing so well. And yes, the Eagles have been playing like absolute dog shit over the last month and a little bit.
They lost to the Cardinals.
Yep.
They lost to my beloved Cardinals, but I think they kill the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I can't believe that they're only a -3 favorite right now against Tampa Bay. I mean, that's giving Tampa a lot of credit and like smearing it in Philadelphia's face. So yeah, I'm picking Philly. Like that defense should not give up what it does. I know that the offense is a little banged up, but they'll get it.
It's very odd that ever since Matt Patricia has taken over doing anything of importance, that a team would all of a sudden suck. Anyway, Pluggo, Who are you picking?
I have a feeling. Come on.
No, he's doing it. He has to. He has to ride the
Come
storm.
on.
He has to
Say
ride the
it.
storm. He knows he doesn't want to because the Eagles are going to win, but he has to ride the storm. He has to.
Yeah, like
He has to do it. He
so.
has to.
I sat here at the preseason,
Oh.
the over unders, and I said I've got the Tampa Bay Buccaneers winning 8 games, and you guys laughed at me and said that is the worst pick of it. Do you even watch football, Pluggo? And here they are, Monday night, taking on my boys Eagles. And I love Lawrence and I love Sullivan and Scott. I love you too, but I am riding with Baker because I've been there since day one. Bucks with the upset.
The balls.
Sending the sexiest man alive candidate, Jason Kelce, into retirement.
Fair. I'm gonna pick the Eagles. I think.
After all that.
Well,
Look at Lawrence is crying under that
No.
mask.
I'm gonna pick the Eagles. I just think they're just way more talented, and even if they play bad, they should still beat the Buccaneers. I'm sorry. If the Buccaneers were to I do have a question for Lawrence though. If the Eagles were to lose, do you think you should fire your coach?
100% yes.
Really?
Without a doubt, our play calling is entirely too predictable. The fact that every team knows before we even snap the ball what we're going to play. It's going to be a fucking wide receiver screen on 3rd and 20. We all know it. We know it because I live in hell. This is hell. I'm going to have to watch Dallas win a fucking football game this week? Why? Because there is no God. There is no joy left in this world. Fucking Dallas is going to win because they get a home game? Please. Everyone knows we're the most entertaining team in this league. Even when we're losing, we're the most fun. We make the NFL worse watching. Jason Kelce is the NFL. He's the most... Both Kelce brothers have been the story of the league the last 2 years. You're welcome. Setting him into... This presses me. This might be Jason Kelce's last game. It's killing me inside.
No, he signed a 1-year extension today.
Yeah, to retire as an Eagle officially.
Oh, is that what he did? Is that what he did?
Did he?
Yeah, that's what Scott said. He signed a 1-year extension today.
Allegedly. I don't, just like Sasha Banks, Mercedes Moné, until pen's to paper, I don't trust it.
Fair.
Did Sean Ross
I'm literally terrified we're going to lose to Tampa Bay. I honestly, you've got Jalen Hurts who's got a broken finger.
Yeah,
you've got
AJ Brown officially out. Are they saying he's probably going to? Is he playing?
I don't think so, but Devontae is playing. Devontae announced he was playing this week.
Okay.
So we at least got one of the two.
AJ was he had an MRI, but there was no official.
I mean, if AJ Brown doesn't play, I still think the Eagles should win.
All I want this game is the Eagles to wear their old green jerseys and Tampa Bay to rock the creamsicles. Let's have some fun with it. It's Monday night. Let's have some fun.
I just want it to be a 4-point win for Philadelphia.
Also, it pisses me off.
Scary. Make it a little scary.
They had to make this an 8 p.m. game. We can have a 1 p.m. or a 4:30 p.m. We had to be the late night primetime game on a Monday. Because I don't have a job and I just need to fall asleep depressed.
Going up against Jinder Mahal.
Yeah.
No one's going to be watching.
No one's going to be watching.
I don't know
Nobody will watch when they choke.
I don't know how true this is, but Scott says that John Alba said that he thinks Sirianni will be fired and Belichick will go there.
That would be my oof. That would be my personal hell.
You guys would win the next 4 Super Bowls. You guys would win the next 4 Super Bowls if Belichick won.
No, Belichick can't figure out a rush.
Is this the saddest you've ever been as an Eagles fan going into a playoff game?
I lived through Chip Kelly.
Fair.
But like getting into the playoff, you should be like, all right, we'll be all right. We'll figure it out. We made the Super Bowl run last year.
It's deeper than that. I just don't think they the year we won. We had something special there, whereas everyone was dialed in. I just don't feel like the entire team is mentally checked in as much. And
I just feel like, and again, you're an Eagles fan, so you watch their games in totality.
I know what you're talking about
more than I do.
I think I'm clearly unbiased here.
Yeah,
I'm a perfectly respectable journalist who does not at any point show his bias at all.
Journalistic integrity.
Sirianni has only coached there for 3 years, and in year 2, he brought you guys to the Super Bowl. I understand if he loses and how much of a disappointment of a year that is, but canning him?
We did fire the coach that won us our one and only Super Bowl, 2 years later.
But he at least had a few years. You know what? they still went 11-5. It's not like they were 9-7 or 9-8 and snuck in. Like they were 11-5.
I think the
all year
I felt it was 5 at the end.
Yeah, that's the problem. But
all year I felt the same thing, and it was proven by the end of the season that a lot of that was talent carrying over coaching. Like a lot of that, the like you have AJ Brown, Jalen Hurts, like AJ Brown who is making crazy plays, Jalen Hurts who has the ability to just make insane throws, and like the pass rush at the beginning of the season just covered up a lot of what was going on, which is like very, very predictable play calling.
That's fair. All right, so now before we all get out of here, how do we think with the playoff matches and what we know, how do we think that this all plays out? Where I know we had our picks at the beginning of the year, but where do we think this is all going?
God, I don't even remember who we picked for the Super Bowl at the beginning of the year.
I know we'll have to go back and kind of get it and be able to match it up against the.
I should, yeah.
So yeah, with my playoff scenario, especially in the AFC, what I have in the second round is going to be like Baltimore versus Miami, and then Buffalo against Houston, and. Keep in mind, I'm a Houston fan. I have Houston beating Buffalo.
AFC Championship game.
Turnover machine against Baltimore in the finals there. Baltimore going to the Super Bowl here. NFC, I have to pull that back up. I have like a little spreadsheet because, of course, I do.
Yeah.
Nerd.
Yeah. Go with your AFC picks at least.
I mean, my AFC picks, I have the Browns beating the Texans, and I have the Chiefs beating the Bills beating the Steelers and the Chiefs beating the Dolphins. That means it would be a divisional matchup, a third matchup of the Cleveland Browns versus the Baltimore Ravens. That one I'm torn about because I like Cleveland a lot.
In the championship?
No, in the divisional round.
Division.
And then I would have Baltimore there. I would have the Chiefs and the Bills playing in one of their matchups again. I have the Bills winning this time. And then I have Buffalo and Baltimore in the AFC Championship game. I picked Baltimore at the beginning of the year, so I'm going to ride with it. But the way the Bills have been playing.
You like the Bills, hey?
They're in my division. I do not. But but the way they've been playing lately these last 5 or 6 weeks, and I got a feeling about the Bills. That they could be the team that maybe takes the whole thing.
The Bills-Ravens would be sick.
I picked the Ravens at the beginning of the year, so I'm picking the Ravens in the AFC. I'm sticking with my pick, so I'm picking with them to go to the Super Bowl.
I think we have a similar run because Rich and I picked pretty much the same thing all the way through. You're the only one with the Browns pick, so. But I'd be down with the Bills and Baltimore in the AFC Championship game.
That'd be a good game.
That'd
be a super good game. I would roll with. I don't know how the Ravens have lost any games because every time I tune them in, they're like on fire. Lawrence, what do you think about the AFC, buddy? Who do you got maybe potentially facing your Eagles in the Super Bowl?
It's going to be Baltimore. I think it's like
they're just on a run. This is Lamar Jackson's FU run.
That's what I said at the beginning of the year.
I'm agreeing with you.
I said that he was going to scorch earth because he was going to be like, fuck y'all.
Every year he's got to prove that he's a quarterback, which is some bullshit.
If you look at his stats, they're not exactly the most impressive quarterback stats.
No, they're not. But he's going to win the MVP.
But he's still making plays. And everything.
Yeah, personally, if it wasn't so QB biased, Christian McCaffrey should win the MVP. But that's just
I agree with that.
But they don't give it to anybody that's not a quarterback. So Lamar will win it.
Well, that's a great segue. NFC, who do you got?
Yeah, NFC, I got Dallas versus the 49ers in the finals. And that's
I like it.
What a classic matchup that is.
Yeah. And like again, as much as I want to pick San Francisco, I would love to pick San Francisco to win that game. It's hard to pick against Dallas. You know what? Actually, I am going to pick against Dallas because they fumbled a couple big games this year.
They also have Mike McCarthy as their head coach.
Dallas in the playoffs again. Plus, I want to see CMC win a championship. So I got 49ers and Baltimore, just like the just like the colors of the Super Bowl logo. So
I'll tell you, I told you earlier that the Rams scared the crap out of me.
Yeah.
However, I'm picking my NFC Championship game is going to be the 49ers versus the Detroit Lions.
I was going to say, you can't pick the Rams because you picked the Lions earlier, so that would have been weird if you're like, I'm taking the Rams.
If you want my honest opinion, I think whoever wins that game between the Rams and the Lions is facing the 49ers in the NFC Championship.
Wow.
That's right. But I don't know if the Rams win, would they technically face the Niners before that because of seeding? That might get ruined.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know. But but I'm going to go with
the lower
Niners
seed.
and
The
Detroit.
lowest seed to win. The lowest seed to win that weekend would get the
number one. So I think
Niners.
If the Rams were to win, they would.
So in my scenario, if the Buccaneers beat Lawrence's Eagles, then they would get the Niners. So I can't have, my cake and eat it too, because I think
Philly's a worse seed than
the Bucks are division winners. So yeah.
Philly has a better record, but that's the 4-5, isn't it? That's the 4-5.
Yeah, and the division winner gets the higher seed.
Yeah, so
Damn,
the
Lawrence,
Rams-
it's bad, bro.
Rams,
Yeah.
Because the Lions are the 2 seed, right?
Wow.
The
The Eagles are the 5th seed.
Yeah, that's right. Shit.
The Eagles will probably get the 49ers next round.
Yes. No. The Rams are a 6th seed, so yeah, it would be the Rams.
Oh,
But
yeah.
I'm picking the Niners and the Lions. The hell with it. I'm picking the Niners and the Lions in the NFC, and then I have Baltimore versus San Francisco, and I have San Francisco winning the whole thing. That's what I have. I think San Francisco, from a talent standpoint, the only thing that worries me is Purdy, but Purdy's good. He's had,
Purdy's
one
mid.
bad game.
Purdy's good. He had one bad game.
Purdy's mid. He's a mid quarterback with an amazing team
A
around
mid
him.
quarterback that
That's all they need. That's all they need.
Pull Christian McCaffrey out of that team and see how they do. Like he gets exposed so many times.
Brandon Ayuk, George Kittle.
Yeah.
They'll still be okay.
Trent Williams.
Dabo Sweeney.
They didn't have they would.
Debo Samuel. I don't
No,
want to say
literally,
Dabo Sweeney.
the problem with the 49ers, and they got exposed one of the games this year, is this: if you go up early on them, then they can't use Christian McCaffrey as much, and that's how you beat them. You need to get up on them early. Like if I was them, I wouldn't. If I was playing them, I wouldn't defer. I'd go right after them, try to put 10 points on them early, and then take Christian McCaffrey out the game.
10 points on that defense.
And then you've got Brock Purdy, who's got to make throws, and he's not a superstar quarterback that can make throws when your wide receivers are covered.
It's fair. Lawrence, I'm assuming you're picking your Eagles in the NFC. Is that a loaded question? Was that
it's going to be the fucking
Where's the
49ers.
love?
It's going to be the fucking 49ers. God damn it. Like the second Dallas gets on the road, they're fucked. They're done. It's over. They're getting washed. Somebody's putting 40 points on them. Let's be real. Like
The only time Dallas would have to go on the road though is against the Niners.
Yeah.
In the championship game because they're the 2 seed.
Yeah.
No, the Lions are the 2.
No, I think the Cowboys are 2 and the Lions are 3.
Yeah.
The second they get out of that monstrosity that is Jerry's World, that fucking blight on the planet Earth that I'm sure taxpayers paid for. Good job, you billionaire piece of shit.
Lawrence is our Aaron Rodgers.
No, because I'm actually intelligent. I don't just pretend to be.
But the opposite.
I read 3 things on the internet, so I'm a doctor now. My name is Aaron Rodgers. Come to my medical advice on the Pat McAfee show. Because that's where you want to get your medical advice. Now I'm going to go to get high on ayahuasca, which makes me seem deep to dumb people.
He's off of McAfee now.
He's back. He was back again.
Today. He was on today. That he talked about Belichick on there today.
Oh, I thought he was kicked off.
They didn't kick him off. He's still contracted. They pay him millions of dollars.
Yeah, they kicked him off, and then McAfee called out a couple high execs in ESPN, and ESPN went, okay, and they let him back on.
Cowards.
McAfee is a wrestling fan. He loves that. Oh, I kicked him out, but bringing it back.
Bringing him back.
He makes for the crowd.
Yeah. All right, gang. That was the NFL playoff preview. Rich, thank you so much. We'll get you on before the Super Bowl, and we'll do a Super Bowl preview. But Rich, thank you for being the correspondent all year. I know for a fact you will bounce back, and you will have a better record next year. I know this for a fact.
You know what? I'm just going to pick favorites next year. Fuck this whole underdog.
Yeah, you got to do what you got to do sometimes.
Pad them stats, baby.
Lawrence, a.k.a. B2B Fantasy Football Champ, thanks for joining us here at the end. Rich, let the people know real quick where they can find you, what matches you got coming up. I know you got some big LPW stuff coming up. We broke the news to you as you hopped on.
Yeah.
But let the people know what you got coming up the next few weeks and where they can find you.
Oh man, I am on the road in -40 weather this weekend. I will be all over Alberta. I'll be in Calgary tomorrow. I'll be in Drumheller on Saturday, back in Edmonton on Sunday for RC Dub. I think I'm in Redwater next Saturday for another RCW show. And then we got the big brawl for the Oil Kings here. What is it? Oil Rumble?
Oil Rumble, baby.
The name. Yes. Next Sunday, making history at LPW once again as the Rads are touching tips, shaking hips, and beating the shit out of 7, hopefully with JPJ in our corner. And then the following Friday, we're right back at it.
Right here.
Oh, look at that beautiful man right in the middle. Not the ugly one with the mustache, but the what is that thing on the side by like the logo? Why is Reed Matthews in this match?
Wow.
I don't know.
Wow.
The Reds take out Reed Matthews, baby.
Weird. But anyways, LPW, I believe it's 2022 or LPW 2022. Whew, jumping ahead. The one with Larry and his abysmal picture on the front of the poster like Taylor Swift. I have no idea what I'll be doing there quite yet, but you better believe the Rads will be well represented at that show once again, and I think that wraps up the month of January. You can follow all of the shenanigans on social media at RK_wrestling, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. If you're looking for any type of fitness advice, check out the sponsor of this show at RK Athletics 1 on Instagram and Twitter, as well as Facebook. The owner is a handsome gentleman, but definitely shows me the ropes, old Rich King over here. Definitely not Rich Hill.
Love it. Lawrence, let the people know where they can find you, and then me and Pluggo will do our thing, and we'll get out of here.
Yeah, you can follow me at KartsyNDG on Instagram, Twitter, Threads, and you can follow Cheap Pop Show. We'll be coming back with the next few weeks on Instagram and Twitter. Yeah, that's about it.
Love
Happy
it.
belated birthday, brother.
Oh, yes. Yeah. Happy belated. Yesterday was
Tuesday.
Tuesday?
Yeah, Tuesday,
yeah.
dude.
Was it?
Do we even watch the show?
I thought it was
also, check out the brunch gimmick on Sunday. We got El Santo from the Women's Wrestling Syndicate, the all-women's wrestling show right here that's going to be starting up in February in Quebec.
Hell yeah.
She's doing ring announcing, and we'll be talking to her on the brunch gimmick on Sunday.
Love it.
Yes.
Love it. Pluggo,
and I'm gonna do this right out of the gate, so don't forget. Saturday morning, 10 a.m. Eastern. Blair Pacheco and I, Graymaker Pod, for Exposure. We're talking to Barack Irani about his match coming up at LPW, the Oil Rumble. I know, Rich, you don't get up that early. Maybe you do.
No, I don't.
But we got one half a parallel coming up on that show. You can find me at Pluggo_ on Twitter, at Pluggo Loves Wrestling on everything else. But that's Blue Sky, Threads, Facebook, TikTok, Instagram. And then you can find out what we're doing as a show here at B2B. It's B2 Beers. I butchered that this time. B2 Beers on all social medias to see what we're doing. That's what we're doing. That's where you can find me. I also got I'm talking to a friend of Rich's tomorrow night for the LPW 22 show. One Larry Woods. Spoiler. Yes.
True.
All right, do your thing.
Good luck.
Find me at JPJ Loves Gaming on all social media platforms, including Twitch, where once I get my little computer malfunction up back and running, we'll be streaming, playing some video games there. Be on the lookout for some news about Firmly AEW over the weekend. We are returning, but it will probably be a few weeks from now, probably the beginning of February. But we will be returning soon. So that is normally on Sundays at 10 a.m. Right here on Love Wrestling, where we talk all things AEW. And you can find me every Thursday here with my boy Pluggo doing the Between Two Beards thing. We want to thank Spencer, who was in here earlier. We want to thank Rich King for everything he did this year, football related, but for joining us tonight for a fun NFL playoff.
Call Sports Corner for the super chat. Everyone for the likes. That was dope. It was a good
Sports Corner can rot in hell. And then Lawrence, we want to thank you for hopping on at the end here as well. We'll see you all next week. Same bat time, same bat channel. Thank you all. Thank everybody in the chat. Say hi to Sue, everybody.
Go Birds! Go Birds!
How dare you? Belichick's the GOAT. God bless you, Coach. Thank you.
Go to stealing.
Hey there, Pluggo and JPJ. It's Trent's mom, Sue, and I have a bone to pick with you. So, I understand that you guys are being real idiots and spending your entire monthly budget. You've got to be kidding me. This is not the way to be when you're trying to run a business. Your boss, Spencer, is really pissed off at you. I'm pissed off at you. You have some nerve. You know, get a grip. You have to control yourself. You can't just go out and spend all the money that you're making, you two beards guys. Oh no, this is coming out so stupid. Anyway, behave yourselves, or I'm going to cut you off from watching AEW. You're no longer going to get to know, be able to meet my son. What? Or me. I'm sorry, this is like, I don't know. Anyway, thanks so much for being fans. Watch yourselves. Knock it off.